ratty kid, like I told you.
He sneaked off to go hunting. He wasn't even here. So how could I help him?
And he ran smack into the marshal. Now we've really got our heads in a noose. Suppose the old man's dead when they find him.
If he's dead, he can't talk, can he?
No, it's worse if he's alive. Blast you, Hattie. Can't you do anything right?
You're blaming me?
Who would I blame? I didn't put that marshal on our trail.
It don't matter now who did. What are we going to do?
We're going to have to get out of here fast.
You don't try it.
New musical experience you can have.
What she want? 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 Shubidi wop me, ubidi wop me, upadoo down.
Good evening, good evening, good evening, good evening, good evening, good evening, good evening. And welcome to game night on this most auspicious of occasions. It is Saturday the 1st of February, it's 10 past 8 here in the UK, and here's a message from our sponsor, Puzzle Dan.
Hexagons are the bestigons. Bend it time for some risky business.
Indeed it is, Dan. Thank you for the 45-month subscription there, young man. Most appreciative to you. How's everyone doing? Hope you're all having a good weekend so far. It's, I've done far too much exercise this weekend. Far too much. So I have. But I hope you all are ready for some quiz action. We have got risky business coming up just about now, in fact. People come to join the lobby. KFJG is the code you need, and you will need the universal controller for this game here. Let me say hello to you all. Good evening to Shapes and SJ, it's Otley and Mark, Stilgar and Prug, Samster and JR, Colin and Fetz, Arund and Ryasu, Nando and Matt, Now Cut That Out and ABB, Lewis, Chronoblazer, Stimson's Angle, Fluffy Bunny, and anyone else who is lurking, loitering and lingering in the chat. You are most welcome to be here. Like, for example, Conrad Lack and CJ Biggs. Welcome to you. Great to see you. How's everyone doing? Yeah, I was a bit grumpy on Thursday. I don't know. It's been a long couple of days, and I think you pushed the wrong buttons in the wrong places at the wrong time. So apologies, I was a little bit grumpy on Thursday. I'm in a much better place now, as you can probably tell. I'm wearing contact lenses. Before anyone asks the question, BC, hello, nice to see you. Hope you're keeping well. Nice to be here for one of these again after being knocked offline by the storm. Oh, goodness me, have you been stormed out? Well, it's great to have you back with us, BC. Hope you all. And G. Eisens as well. Jesus is here. Welcome to the stream, both of you. Yeah, so big grumpy Thursday. Better mood today. Knees hurt a bit because went for a... hype train completed. 94% of level 1. It's not too bad. Thank you for the people who gifted subs there. Puzzle Dan. And it's Sotley. 50 bullseye. Thank you for the 50-month subscription there. And Pyro Pygmy resubbing for 42 months as well. Life, the universe, and everything, the answer thereof. Yeah, so did a park run this morning. Slow. 26:21 this morning, very slow, but it was like Takeshi's Castle out there. It was like a mud bath. It was not the way, but it was fun nonetheless. And I'm glad I went out. And the recovery didn't take very long this morning, probably because I was obviously a bit steadier. Then went for a 5-mile hike this afternoon to recover from my 5k run this morning. Yeah, we saw some geese. And they were doing a lot of that. If you're not in the Discord, hop into the Discord. I posted a video in the general chat section. And yeah, they would, and then they all took off. Apparently loads of Twitchers have turned up to take photographs of it because it's the thing they're beginning their migration back to Canada or Kentucky or wherever the fuck geese come from. Probably Canada. But yeah, they all just took off. I had no idea what was about to happen. I was filming it just for the noise. I said, these are making it. We could hear them from a mile away. And then without warning, about 30 seconds after I started filming, they all took off. And I'm like, I didn't even come here to see this. And they just performed for me. Lovely geese. Sorry, I don't blame you for the geese riff. Welcome to the stream, I do. Hope you're well. Where the geese come from, we just don't know. We just don't. But yeah, so that was very entertaining. And then at the end of the walk, there's a little robin perched. We were chatting with a lady that we bumped into just as we got back to the car, and the little robin perched on the tree and posed for a perfectly idyllic Christmas photograph. So yeah, I managed to snap that. Got a good camera on my phone. It turned out pretty well. So yeah, it's been a pretty full-on day. Puzzle Goose, welcome, Puzzle Goose. I still haven't fixed these straps yet. I know it's been on the eternal to-do list. It is on the to-do list. At some point, that is the thing that's going to happen. Hello, Cursed Toucan. Welcome on into the stream. But yeah, it was good. And to say this little robin turned up. We just had some spag bowl for dinner, which was really very pleasant. First spag bowl I've had for a very, very long time. And yeah, and here we are, ready for some game night. Where's the geese going? I love it. Welcome on in, Puzzle Dad. Where's the geese go? Where's the geese ball going? Love it. Where's the geese go? Well, we just don't know. I haven't got that on my soundboard. I really need it on my soundboard.
What a shame.
The geese from the park fly to Greece to make peace. I like that. Very clever. Thank you, Risi, for that raid message suggestion. If you want to get your raid message suggestion in, type a message into the chat, proceed it with a hashtag. You can give me up to 3. After that, it'll start ignoring you. But the one that I like the best will be our raid message. You'll get 100 pennies and you'll get to appear on whichever channel we raid with that message. A few options tonight, though I don't know if they'll all be streaming later on, but we've got Hudson Arga on at the moment. Rita Crash is on as well, so definitely a couple of options there. For potential raid targets, if they're still on later, and I dare say more will emerge over the course of the evening. Speaking of the evening, the first pack of the night, as you can probably tell, is Risky Business with Geese Pieces Never Enough. I was wearing that shirt the other day. I've got my Hitchhiker's Nintendo shirt on. Oh goodness me, excuse me, today. Give me a moment. Hello, ground. Yeah, it's my Hitchhiker's t-shirt. Which was a lot of fun for any Douglas Adams fans amongst us. Yeah. So, Risky Business first. This has been... hello, ground! Why Riffin will be friends with me? Hello, ground! Very amusing. Stimson's Angle has written this here pack for us. It's been proofed by Lewis. Very grateful to both of them. Lewis promises good things. I have to say, this is a pack I haven't actually really looked at myself, as is often the way these days when someone else proves it. I just make sure the JSON compiles and export it out, and I read the questions live. Do it live! We've got a message here from Lewis. A very good pack, is what he said. So, high praise from our resident Lewis T1. A couple more seconds to come and join. I see the view counter is gradually ticking up. So if you're late, we haven't started yet. A few seconds to come and join. Before we get this game underway. Anytime entry is available on this game. A bit later on, we're going to take a little pause at half-time. We're going to take a little reprieve, or I'm going to take a little reprieve, probably going to stretch my legs and soothe my sore knee. During which time, you will be entertained by Hacker, as written by Topper One Gaming. So make sure you stick around for that. That one will be done in Twitch Whispers. Not this one, the next one, Twitch Whispers. Don't try and join with the Universal Controller, otherwise it will probably just crash, because that's what it does. And then later on, we have got Spotlight, and can I express my enormous gratitude to various members of the writing team. There's a load of people submitted packs for this. Some people just submitting 1 or 2. A couple of people submitting 4 or 5 packs for Spotlight, and I've actually written one myself. But I thought it would take me about 40 minutes to proof them all, because when I import Spotlight, I proof it at the same time. And so I had to proof 17 packs this afternoon. A Spotlight, so wheel them all into the game. But it does mean we've got 30 packs of Spotlight in the game, which should be plenty of scope for the next couple of 3 games of Spotlight. And there's another few from Colin, who sent me 3 earlier on at lunchtime, but forgot to press the submit button. So actually to get them till about 7:30, so they've not been timed to have been ingested into the software. But I'm sure we'll see those next time. But thank you very much to all of the authors who have contributed to that. We look forward to seeing some of that trivia tonight. Patok, welcome to the stream. Yes, test indeed. That message is indeed working, I can confirm. I've been chattering away for quite some time, and we've got a 43-44 review here, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 26 of you in the game. Room for a few more, but we'll leave anytime entry on, so if you want to come and join, you are very welcome to do that. For now, though, it has been written by Stimson's Angle. It's been proofed by Lewis T1. I hope you're all ready to have some fun. That rhymes. Didn't attempt for it to do so. Let's play Risky Business. That timed perfectly with the end of the riff. That was not the plan. But yeah, that lobby has been locked. Anytime entry code is up there at the top. It's very small, of course. But didn't even know it, I know. By Lewis T1, I hope you're ready to have some fun. Let's play Risky Business. Doobity-wobbity-oobity-wobbity-oo-badoo-dow. Except in the right key. Right, 3 rounds in Risky Business, and here's our first one. It's favourable odds. Now I have an opening for the question writing show reel. Thanks, Ben. You're welcome, I think. Favourable odds. In this round, you need to select one and only one of the correct answers from the 5 presented options within 15 seconds. With each question, the number of risk points available increases, whilst the number of correct answers decreases. If you give me an incorrect answer, however, at any time, it reduces your risk points to 0. But abstention will preserve your currently accrued risk. So risk is the name of the game. How much of it do you want to risk if you're only half sure or not remotely sure of the answer? Still multiple choice at the end of the day. But yeah, how much do you want to risk? To play question 4, remember you must choose to risk based on the answers alone. This question is worth double your risk points, but only one of the answers will be correct. And if you choose to risk, abstention will be treated as an incorrect answer, but only on that 4th question, but you get double points if you're right. If you choose not to play the 4th question, it'll be put into the bank and it will be safe. But remember, it's only banked points that we'll take forwards. We'll have 3 sets of 4 questions in this round, and very best of luck to all of you. That's about it for the rules. So, in this first question, there'll be 5 options. 4 of them will be correct answers. You only need to give me one of the correct answers. Avoid the one wrong answer. And Vegan Clapson Gamer, welcome to the stream, aka Nebula. Lovely to have you here. So yes, just one of the correct answers, and if you can find one of the correct answers, you'll get 2 points of risk. Hooray! Let's see what it brings. Vegan Clapson Gamer, welcome on in. Great to have you with us. Question number 1, first question of the night, and it's not quite 20 past 8, so that's not bad going. Let's take a look. Options are Tinky Winky, Dipsy, Nunu, Poe, Lala. Hey, Teletubby. A little deja vu. Convergent thinking going on here. A little bit of a throwback to Thursday night's Danger Zone. It nearly happened. I was hoping, so hoping it would. It's great to see a sea of green on the first question of the night. Yeah, Tinky Winky, Dipsy, Lala, and Poe. The Nunu is the Teletubbies Hoover, although I have it on good authority. It says Hoover in my notes here. I have it on good authority. Hoover is actually a brand name. We should probably say vacuum cleaner. But yes, the Nunu is the vacuum cleaner of Tinky Winky, Dipsy, Lala, and Poe. And yeah, it's the second time in two games that we've vacuum cleaner. But yes, vacuum cleaner yourself as well, Lauren. It's the second time we've seen Teletubbies in 2 streams, but all of us getting it right. Yeah, I mean, it was like sentient. It was sort of like the evolution of AI. It was sort of like fridges have AI built into them now and Wi-Fi and shit. And it's like the sentient vacuum cleaner. So it reminds me of Thomas the Tank Engine with sort of sentient trains in there. They were actually just enslaved on the Isle of Sodor, and the Fat Controller is a ruthless dictator. But we'll get into those theories a little bit later on, I'm sure. It had eyes and was it a trunk? Was it a nose or was it a mouth? I'm not quite sure. Well done, everyone getting 2 points there. Let's clear those answers. On to the next one we go. It wasn't sentient though, was it, JR? Unless it is, unless you're having breakthroughs in science. There's 3 correct answers on this one. I'll give you 3 points if you can find one. If you give me a wrong one, you will lose the 2 that you've got. You don't have to play. Always bear that in mind. Let's take a look. Options are Oberon, Callisto, Titania, Miranda, Prometheus. Name a moon of Uranus or Uranus. Ooh, some wipeouts come here. Maybe you don't have to play. If you don't know, you do not have to play. Keep those 2 points safe if you want. There are a couple of abstentions here. Quite a few wipeouts coming in. Callisto and Prometheus are the wrong answers. So many of us may have forgotten that Uranus's moons are named after literary characters, mainly from the works of Shakespeare. Oberon and Titania, both from A Midsummer Night's Dream. Miranda, of course, from The Tempest. Prometheus, like other moons of Saturn, is named after mythical entities, typically Greco-Roman. So that's Prometheus is a moon of Saturn. And Callisto is one of the moons of satellites of Jupiter, and like most of Jupiter's moons, is named after a lover of Zeus, because he had that many. And a good vacuum cleaner to you too. Some good rain messages coming in here. I've got 3 of them highlighted so far. Yeah, I'm not going to dwell on those for now. Well done if you got some points. Let's clear those answers out. On to the next one. Now, there will only be 2 correct answers here. You still only need one of them, and there's 5 points if you can find one. But if you give me a wrong answer, you'll wipe out what you've got. And crucially, if you wipe out on this one, you won't be able to play the risk question, which is the 4th question of the set. You must have some risk in order to play. So, let's see what you think of this. Options are too to be called Topperbot. Norway, Finland, Iceland, Sweden, Denmark. Name a host nation of the Summer Olympic Games. How much headspace have I got? A little. But at the same time, I need to decide how I want to sit. And there we go. Finland and Sweden are the answers. Swinland? Swinland? Who the fuck is Swinland? Sweden in 1912 and Finland in Swindon. Can you imagine Swindon hosting the Olympic Games? My God in heaven. It'd all just be around that roundabout, wouldn't it? Could you imagine you thought the Olympic Stadium would be made out of bog roll? Sweden in 1912 and Finland in 1952. Finland would have hosted the 1940 Games after the second Sino-Japanese War prevented Japan from hosting, but these were cancelled anyway due to a small event you might have heard of called World War II. Denmark is considering applying to host the 2036 Games. So plan a long way in advance, evidently. Norway has hosted Winter Games in 1952 and 1994, but not the Summer Games. That's why mums go to Swinland. Oh, lovely, 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 lovely. The Olympic gold medalist in traversing the magic roundabout. Swinland. That's why mums go to Swinland. That's my mums. You used up two of your A-messes, but I've highlighted the second one for you there, Lewis. Swindon for the Olympics. A lot of love for Swindon in the chat. Quite a few players getting some points out of that one. Quite a few on the 10-point maximum. Ben, Big Shoe, Fluffy Bunes, Flyboy, Inca Cola, Martinando, Rifsky Business, and Shapes, all on the maximum of 10. We've got a 7 from Fets. Quite a few 5s in there. Puzzle Goose is on 2. CJ and Matt, unfortunately, wiping out on that question. Will not be able to risk on this next one. Now, again, I'm going to show you all the options, but not the question. You need to decide based on these options if you want to risk it or not. There's only going to be one correct answer, and if you choose to play and get it right, we will double your risk points before putting them in the bank. However, if you choose to play and you get it wrong, or if you abstain, if you choose to risk and abstain, it will be treated as wrong and you will lose all your risk and get nothing for this set of 4. If you look at the options and you think that's not for me, or you just don't fancy having a risk, leave it blank, don't press the magic button, and your risk will immediately be put into the bank and will be safe. But of course you won't be able to answer this question. Choice is yours. Ooh, choice! In a high-pitched voice. The choice is yours, and your options are Wuthering Heights, Jane Eyre, Shirley, Villette, The Professor. Bank or risk? 7 seconds. Okay, decisions have been made, and we've got Big Shoe, Inca, Conradlak, Opsy, Otley, and Sam all having a risk of this. Conradlak, Opsy, Otley, and Sam risking 5. Inca and Big Shoe risking 10. Everyone else, your points have been safely put into the bank. You won't be able to answer this question if you just banked your points, but here's what it looks like. And for those 6 players who are risking, remember, abstention will be treated as wrong. Good luck. Here is the question. Name a Charlotte Bronte novel published posthumously, as in after death. Oh dear, 3 wipeouts, 4 wipeouts, 5 wipeouts. Come on, Conradlak. Okay, or get it wrong. That's fine too. That's a tough one. It was The Professor. Bad luck, riskers there. No points for you. No points for you. Yeah, although The Professor was Charlotte Bronte's first novel, it was only published in 1857, 2 years after her death. Oh, that's mean. Jane Eyre, of course, 1847, Shirley, 1849, and Villette in 1843 were also written by Charlotte. Wuthering Heights was written by Emily Bronte. Of course, famous for, also written by Emily Bronte, was that splendid song, rather spectacularly performed by the marvellously named Kate Bush, which goes, Heathcliff, it's me, it's Cathy. Wasn't that was written by Emily Bronte? She wrote the music and the lyrics. I have it on good authority, that's how it went down. Anyway, nothing to put in the bank because it's already there. So let's clear that. We'll have another set of 4. Another opportunity if you've not managed to bank anything in that pass. Another opportunity presents itself immediately. We'll start with this question. There are 5 options and 4 of them will be correct answers. 2 points if you can find one of them. Here are your options. 2015, 1885, 1955, 1985, 1925. Name a year that is travelled to in the Back to the Future franchise. There we go, everyone getting it right. Nice to see. 4 of them were right. I could see that question coming. Yeah, 1925 was the wrong answer. Extra trivia, note here from Simpsons Angle. Extra trivia would only explain the movie. Watch them if you haven't. If you've watched the movies, go see the musical. I must confess, to my eternal shame, I've not seen either. I've never seen a Back to the Future film. And I've never seen a Ghostbusters film or a Godfather film. For someone who's a sort of quasi-self-confessed cinephile, yeah, I've never seen a Back to the Future. I was born too late to a world who doesn't care. I wish I was a punk rocker with flowers in my hair. No, I've never seen Back to the Future. No, I hear positive things about it. I hear very good things about it. But yeah, I do know it was released in 1985, which presumably makes that the year in which. So I've been very busy at Sotley. I tried to proofread 17 packs of Spotlight this afternoon. Otherwise, that would have been the time I would have watched it. It would have been today if it weren't for all those Spotlight packs that needed proofing. So I see you watching it to get my reaction. Yeah, I think it was released in 1985, the first one. So it makes sense that that's the year it's set. Everyone getting 2 points there. Let's see if you can hang on to it. Quiz ruining everything again, I know. Let's take a look at another one, another question. 3 of these 5 options will be correct. You only need to find one of them, but you wipe out if you're wrong. So, thinking twice before you press. 3 points if you can find one, wipe out if you're wrong. Here are your options. It's my homework, is it, Dan? I'll see if I can get round to it. Right, cytosine, uracil, guanine, thymine, adenine. Or adenine, possibly. Name a nucleotide found in both DNA and RNA. I don't understand the question. I don't know what a nucleotide is. I dropped science like 10th grade science when I was in 10th grade. Is adenine? Is it adenine? Adenine, guanine. Oh, I said all of the other ones as nine, didn't I? Thymine, adenine, guanine, cytosine, and uracil. Nucleotide is a thing for the purpose of this question. Oh, they're DNA bases. I do know DNA stands for deoxyribonucleic acid, and RNA stands for reoxyribonucleic acid. But sorry, I just had a little mini breakdown on stream there. I don't know what RNA stands for. I know deoxyribonucleic acid. Uracil and thymine are the incorrect answers. I'm assured that thymine is present only in DNA, with uracil taking its place in RNA. Yes, unfortunately, thymine only in DNA, uracil only in RNA. The other 3 are in both. Year 10 equals... Does it? I'm casting the cloak of doubt. I thought... Break Ben's brain. I've learned these off Samsung, so it'll take me at least 2 years. Tell a fool us for quiz. Reoxyribonucleic... Yeah, that checks out. Wonder if you got some points there. A couple of wipeouts. Nando, Fluffy, and Otley wiping out. Rias preserving there too. Everyone else moves up to 5. Let's take another question. 2 correct answers here and 5 points if you can find one. If you want to play, you don't have to. Let's take a look. Squat. Clean and jerk. Oh my. Snatch. Oh my. Deadlift. Oh, I see. Bench press. Name a lift in modern Olympic weightlifting. Hashtag oh my. And that's time. There's something else I got today. I got a new mod kit for my vape pen, and it's really cool because it locks with touch sensitivity. So I let go of it, and it locks automatically. I touch it, and it unlocks. It's brilliant. Which just means that actually probably means it's more things that can go wrong. But yeah, it's all very, very exciting. Yeah, I spent £100 in the vape shop today. Got a load more, but it'll probably do me for like 2 months. But yeah, vaping is turning out to not be a cheap habit. Why does a vape pen need a lock? Because, Prugs, if you put it in your bag or your pocket and then you lean on something and you press the atomizer button, what happens is that it just burns. And I genuinely have done this before. Put it in a bag, the bag has fallen on something, and it just burns constantly. And it basically is cotton wool on a coil. Yeah, it's got a fire button, basically. 125 vapes. It was, well, to be fair, half of that was the mod kit. I mean, the battery, the thing the battery goes in, the battery's going, was 50 quid. The best part of. And then I bought like 7 large bottles of sauce. So yeah, it'll keep me going for like 2 months, and a pack of coils. But yeah, and it was in the back of the car, and suddenly we could just smell burning. We had to pull over and got out, and it was, honestly, it could have caused a fire. So that's why they've got a lock button. We were talking about weightlifting. Clean and jerk and snatch are the right answers there. Weightlifting sees athletes use 2 technical and explosive lifts. The snatch, where the barbell is lifted overhead in one continuous action, and the clean and jerk, where the bar is first lifted to the shoulders, clean, and then overhead, jerk. Squat, bench press, and deadlift are all powerlifting lifts that focus more on testing the raw strength of the athletes. I know I've definitely heard of a deadlift in World's Strongest Man competition, which I used to watch religiously as a small boy, not so much as I've grown up. But yeah, well done if you got some points out of that. Nebula and Flyboy playing it safe, hanging on to their 5. They're also on 5 with Otley, Nando, and Fluffy Bunes. Rios has got 7. Prug still got an Opsy wiping out. You're not going to be able to risk on this one, unfortunately. And then Samster and Upwards all on 10. So, big decision coming up. If you would like to risk on this one, remember we're only going to show you the options before you need to make a decision. If you don't want to risk, that's absolutely fine. Leave it blank and we'll put it in the bank. But if you do want to risk, you must answer. Abstention will be treated as wrong. Only one correct answer and double points if you can find it. Let's take a look at your options for this question. Starburst, Milky Way, Galaxy, Starbar, Mars. Bank or risk? Vets, Pyro, Toucan, Big Shoe, Conradlac and Samster all risking 10 here. Fluffy, Nebula and Otley are risking 5. Everyone else, don't blame you, popping your points into the bank. They are safe, but you won't be able to answer this question. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 players attempting this. Can some of them think where this is going? It's saying I'm risking it, but I've banked on the scoreboard. Really? Interesting, Shades. Well, it's in the bank, and if it's in the bank on the view, then on the broadcast, then you shouldn't get the option. We'll find out. Let me know how it goes, Shapes. Here's your question. Name a product manufactured by Cadbury. Yes, if you risk very late, you sometimes risk for 2, so it banks it. It basically ends up... Yes, so, Shapes, you've got that right. But unfortunately, it had already banked by the time the payload was received. A few more getting it right. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and Shapes. Yeah, so you can see what happens there. You've got 0 risk. So essentially, what goes on is there's a race case. If your payload to say I want to risk is received after the timeout, even if you press it before the timeout, what happens is that it immediately banks your risk, but then flags you as I'm playing this question. But I think the way the logic works is that if you get it right, it just doubles your risk. So by that point, you've already got 0 risk. So technically you're in the question, but your risk has already gone in the bank. So you were valid to play for it, but you're doubling 0. So unfortunately, that's the way it goes. But it's a bit of a race case. Oh, that's fine. Yeah, me going to the interval. Samson's going to come out in a minute and tell me to get on with the quiz. So I should probably get on with it. But yeah, Starbar is the answer, which is curiously the only one up there I hadn't heard of. But I did know all the others, I think, which were Nestle. Nestle or Mars, one of those. Launched in 1976, Starbars are a chocolate-covered bar of caramel and crushed roasted peanuts. Ooh. Sold as Wunderbar in some countries, presumably Germany. The other 4 are manufactured by Mars. There we go, Mars, not Nestle. And holy crap! HUD 601. Look at this. 175 people coming in from HUD's channel, HUDs. That is a lot of people. Welcome on in, Raiders. We just got to the end of a pass of questions, so this is a good opportunity for me to say hello to all the Raiders. Sabotaged by Loaf. Oh, have you had a Ted gate again? Has Ted gone and turned off a computer for you? Naughty Loaf. Welcome on in, Silic Dev and Amalthea and HUDs and Delta the Techie and Connor Red and Zeebs and Ogna Drachiker and Theocoma, and Not a Cat, and anyone else who's come in from that raid. Huds, that's a lot of people. Thank you for trusting me with all of those lovely people. Welcome on in, everybody from HUD601's channel. Let me give you a little shout out, HUD601. For those of you who don't know, and I'm sure most people over here do know who HUD601 is, could get to the keyboard to do the raid because Ted was in the way. What a naughty loaf. Naughty loaf. Anyway, those of you who don't know who HUD601 is, he is principally a Sonic speedrunner. He was one of our potential raid targets for tonight, so thanks for that, Huds. We will not be raiding into HUD601 tonight because he has very kindly given us the raid first. He's a good lad and does some really quality stuff. So welcome on in, all of you. I think a lot of you from HUD's channel, you may have been over here before because we do a collab once a year, normally around May time. So at least once a year anyway. So HUD, thank you very much for trusting me with your community. I hope you all are well. And if anyone is not familiar with who I am, hello, I'm Royal Flush, and we do game night here on Thursday and Saturday, which is a series of interactive quiz formats, which you can take part in. So if you would like to take part in the game we're currently playing, which is Risky Business, you can go and join on the Universal Controller right there. It's played in browser, or you can download a standalone one for Mac or PC, and you can take part in this game, which earns you channel currency, kudos, and it's just generally a great way to have fun. This pack has been written by Stimson's Ankle, who's a member of the community over here, and it's proving a lot of fun so far. So anyone who's joined from that raid, that's the link. If you want to come and play along, you'd be most welcome to do that. Huds, thank you again for that raid, and welcome on in, everyone. Enjoy the rest of the quiz. Now, hello, Jack Wilfred. Welcome on into the stream. I do. Long time no see. Hope you're keeping well. Let's put those points into the bank. Quite a few people managing to bank out some points. Into the bank they go. And here we have Fluffy Squirrel. Welcome to the game. You know, it makes sense. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Now, Pyro's got the lead with 25 at the moment. Ben and Big Shoe and Cola and Mark and Risky Business and Sam and Chapes have all got 20. AB, me, Colin, Flyboy, JR, Nebula and Nando are all on 15. Now, one more set of 4 questions in this first round. We'll start with this one. 5 options, if I can remember the rules of my game. 5 options, but 4 of them will be correct. All you've got to do is give me 1 of the correct answers and you'll get 2 points. Simple as that. Let's take a look at your options. Old-fashioned, Pina Colada, Stella Artois, Cosmopolitan, Aspel. Brilliant. Name a drink that could be consumed in the song Tub Thumping. Oh, what a wonderful question. If you like pina coladas. This got a Lewis star. I remember it was Arun was the first one to mention this in this was in Buzz Off years ago, and it was what's the sequence? And he just put a load of stuff up, and it was a whiskey drink, a vodka drink, a lager drink, and a cider drink. So you've got a whiskey drink, which would be an old fashioned. We drink a whiskey drink. We drink a vodka drink, which would be a cosmopolitan. We drink a lager drink, which would be a Stella Artois. We drink a cider drink, which would be Aspel. Marvellous question there, and almost a sea of green to go with it. Released by Chumbawamba, a British anarcho-punk band in 1997. Tub Thumping was the band's biggest hit, peaking at number 6 in both the US and the UK charts. The chorus, and welcome to the game, HUD601, the chorus makes reference to the main drinks consumed in UK pubs. A whiskey drink, old-fashioned, a vodka drink, cosmopolitan, a lager drink, Stella, and a cider drink, Aspel Suffolk Cider. No rum-based pina coladas are referenced, unfortunately. That's a very different song called Escape by Rupert Holmes. If you like pina coladas, and it's rum-based. Unfortunately, not washing with Tub Thumping. Great question, lovely. And if you just joined from the raid, this is the sort of the quality of trivia you can come to expect. So really, really fun questions. Let's go on to the next one. If you've got some risk, remember you don't have to play, because if you're wrong, you lose it. You can abstain and keep your risk. If you've got no risk, you might as well have a go. Another question, 5 options, 3 of them will be correct, and 3 points if you can find one. Take a look. A square number, a vodka number, a happy number, a lager number, a prime number, a perfect number, a cube number. Name a property of the number 1. Jogging, welcome to the stream, my dude. Hope you're keeping well. Most of us getting that one right, but not all of us. Mark is all over the trivia. I've got notes on this, Mark. I'll get there. Yeah, it's a square number, it's a happy number, and it's a cube number. It's not prime, and it's not perfect. Now, let me tell you all about this. So, a number is happy. This is nice. You'll like this. A number is happy when the sum of the square of its digits eventually reaches 1. I.e. 13 is happy because 1 squared plus 3 squared equals 10, then 1 squared plus 0 squared equals 1. So that makes it a happy. So the sum of the squares of its digits eventually equal 1. Prime numbers are those with exactly 2 factors, 1 and itself. 1 only has 1 factor, so it cannot be prime. For those thinking 1 is a prime number, unfortunately, it's not. Perfect numbers are those whose factors, excluding the number itself, can be summed together to obtain that number of factor. What? Perfect numbers are those whose factors can be summed together to obtain that number. So factors of 6 are 1, 2, and 3, and 1 plus 2 plus 3 equals 6. So that would be a perfect number. Therefore, 6 is perfect. And 1 is also not a perfect number because it's the exception to most of the rules of the laws of mathematics. So numbers whose factors, excluding the number itself. So 1 has no factors other than itself, which is why it's not perfect. But it is square, 1 times 1. It is a cube, 1 times 1 times 1. And it is happy. 1 squared is 1. 1. Well done, you've got some points. Let's clear the board and go on to another one. Only 2 correct answers up here from 5 options. If you've got some risk, you do not have to play. But if you want to risk it, here are your options. Reminds me of the better times. Ha! 1! Again. Plus. Ampersand, or and, question mark, asterisk. Name a symbol included on the first QWERTY keyboard. What a charming question. I second-guessed myself when I said ampersand in case that was part of the question. There's a lot of wipeouts here. Remember, you don't have to play. Ampersand and question mark, apparently. So I didn't know this, I have to say, for someone who uses all sorts of keyboards for a living. To save money, certain keys were omitted. So an O, the letter O, could be used for a 0 number, and a lowercase l could be used for 1. So they didn't bother putting them on the keyboard, apparently. Additionally, additional symbols could be made by pressing a key, hitting backspace, and then another key, i.e. exclamation mark was apostrophe, then full stop. And plus was lowercase l, then, or lowercase I, then minus. That sounds incredibly confusing. But genuinely interesting. So, but they couldn't think of any handy shortcuts for the ampersand or the question mark. So they were on the first keyboard. A lot of wipeouts there. Awful lot of wipeouts. We've got a smattering of players with 5 points. Hudscon, Radlac, Stilgar, Otley, Fluffy, JR, ABME, Shapes, Big Shoe, and Pyro. Prugs and CJ are both on 8. And we've got Fetch, Colin, Sam, Mark, Cola, and Ben all on 10. So I'm going to show you 5 options, and you have to choose whether or not you're going to risk it. Remember, you don't have to play. If you don't want to risk it, leave it blank, and we'll put those points in the bank, and they'll be safe, but you won't be able to answer this question. If you do choose to risk it, and bear in mind you won't see the question, that's an interrobang, Conrad Lack. Oh, ABME's beat me to it. Yes, interrobang is that question mark, exclamation mark combined. If you do play, you must give me an answer, because if you abstain, it will be treated as wrong. Have a look. Good luck. Here are your options. Jekyll, Doctor Who, Dracula, Sherlock, Coupling, Bank or Risk. I have to say I would be all over this question, but at the same time, I do stan all of these shows, and also I have seen the question, so I know where it's going. Otley has a theory. What's your theory, Otley? Samster is risking 10, Prugs is risking 8, Pyro, Big Shoe, Shapes, Otley, Conradlac, and Huds are all risking 5. Remember, if you abstain, it will be treated as wrong, so you must give me an answer. Otley's after a right. I think this might be a writer. It's not. Here's your question. Name a show featuring a cameo by Darren Brown. Oh, Huds! Not wasting a moment there. Oh, Pyro, Shapes, and Conrad Lack, I'm afraid not that one. I'm not even going to look at my notes here. Not for I will look at them eventually. It's Sherlock. It is season 3, episode 1, The Empty Hearse. Here's a cameo where my face show. Yeah, it was. Yeah, so, The Empty Hearse, season 3, episode 1, when is it Anderson is giving his theory on how Sherlock could possibly have. And spoiler alert. Just mute me for 5 seconds if you don't want to be spoiled for Sherlock Series 2. Okay. Anderson is musing on his theory of how Sherlock could possibly have survived his fall in Series 2. And he thinks Darren Brown might be there. So yeah, Darren Brown had an uncredited cameo, or it might have been Darren Brown as himself in Sherlock. Yato Gaminal. Welcome to the stream. Lovely to have you here. Sonny was probably thinking not Russell T Davies, Stephen Moffat, because I know he wrote Dracula and he was head writer of Doctor Who and was lead writer for Sherlock, and I'm fairly sure was lead writer for Jekyll, so that might have been the red herring. Doctor Who mentions him in the 50th, but he doesn't appear. I beg your pardon, Yatogami NL. Well, I only get it in lowercase on my thing, which is why I couldn't see the NL. Welcome. Thank you for the pronunciation. And thank you very much for that follow as well. You're most kind. What Stimson's written for us here, all shows written or developed by Stephen... Oh, they're all done by Stephen Moffat. You did coupling as well. Okay. Darren Brown appears in the opening episode of Sherlock Series 3, The Empty Hearse. Get me. My Sherlock knowledge, as a proposed solution to how the fictional detective may have survived the previous series cliffhanger. Darren Brown is mentioned by name but does not appear in the 50th anniversary, as it subtly told us, in the 50th anniversary episode of Doctor Who where Unit uses him as a cover story. Darren Brown again. Yeah. I remember that. Oh, Otley, you and I, all over you, me and Huds, on this Sherlock and Doctor Who knowledge, all over it. Well done if you did manage to get some points, and Samster doubling up to the maximum. It might be the first maximum we've seen this round. We're going to put those points in the bank, and we are going to check out the scores at the end of round 1. Samster. Sorry, there's only 2 Samsters on there. Samster is leading the pack with 40. We've got Ben and Big Shoe and Cola and Mark all on 30. Colin and Pyro have 25. Proves has got 21. AB Me, JR, Otley, Rifsky Business and Shapes all have 20. CJ has 18. Fetch has 17. Fluffy Boons and Flyboy and Nebula and Nando all have 15. Puzzle Goose and Rias have got 12. Huds, Inca and Matt and Stilgar have got 10. Tukan's got 5. Conradlac, Fluffy Squirrel, and Opti are yet to score, but don't panic, because there is still plenty more quiz action coming up in Risky Business and lots of opportunities to earn some points. I think we should go on to round 2. If you are just joining from HUD 601 stream, this is a great round to get involved in. It's a really good my first interactive quiz stream, because in my opinion it's one of the more fun formats in any of my formats, sort of sub format in this game. It's the board game, and you need to select as many of the 9 presented options as you like within 60 seconds. There'll be 9 options. It's basically a mini wipeout, as Ryasu is saying. At least 4 of the answers will be correct, at least 4 of them, and up to 7, not more than 7. I'm not going to tell you exactly how many, because that would just be... Where's the fun in that? For each correct answer you identify, you get 5 wrist points. Hooray! But if you give me even 1 wrong answer, then you get nothing for the board. Okay. Legally distinct wipeout. Yes, in wipeout there's always exactly 5 wipeouts and 7 correct answers, I think. Is it? No, 11 and 5. But in this one, it could be anything between 4 and 7. There's 3 boards. We'll bank your points after every board, unlike in wipeout. They'll go into the bank. But yeah, even 1 wrong answer, you get nothing for the board. So if you press all 9, you're going to get nothing for the board, I'm afraid. All right. So that's the name of the game. You don't have to give me 4. There will be at least 4 correct answers, but you don't have to give me 4. You can give me as many as... You can give me just 1 if you want. If you think, I definitely know that one's right, and I don't want to risk anymore, I'm going to give 1. You can give me 1, you get 5 points if it's right. Simple as that. But there will be at least 4, but not more than 7. Okay? Once you've submitted, you can't take it back. You've got a full 60 seconds, so there will be a timer on your device. So use that time wisely. You must submit before the time runs out, otherwise it will mark it as no answer received. But yes, do use that time wisely, because once you've submitted, you can't take it back. It is the board game. Good luck to you all. And here are our options for our first board. Alaska, Texas, Maryland, New York, Alabama, Maine, New Mexico, Michigan, Georgia. US states whose state capital begins with an A. Lots of time to think about it. Don't race to get your answers in. I am going to find a bottle of wine, and I will be back with you before the end of the round. Or before the end of the board. Right, I'm back. Okay, there's a few answers starting to ping in. How are we doing? So we've got, oh goodness me, we've got a couple of 5s in here. Fets and Inca have gone for 5. Mark and Shapes and CJ go for 4. Okay, you've got about 15 seconds, so you want to start thinking about finding that submit button. You can deselect if you're no longer sure about an answer, but you must get me an answer in. 5 seconds, get me an answer. Hit submit. Hod's just getting in the nick of time and getting 1 correct answer. Very well done there. Flea, I see you've just joined the lobby. You'll need to type a little code into the Twitch chat just so that it will connect your device to your Twitch account. There we go, and it means you'll get pennies credited to your Twitch name at the end of the stream. Welcome to the stream, Flea the Magician. A magician, love a magician. Welcome on in. Now. It's reordered the board. It was tougher than he thought. Well, your wrong answers there. Alaska, Alabama, the 2 that the states began with an A. New Mexico and Michigan. So your wrong answers there. Santa Fe is the capital of New Mexico. It's not Albuquerque for any Breaking Bad fans. Albuquerque is not the state capital of New Mexico. Lansing is the capital of Michigan. It's not Ann Arbor or indeed Detroit, for anyone who thought that. Juneau is the capital of Alaska, not Anchorage. And Montgomery is the capital of Alabama. The other ones, so all begin with A: Atlanta, Georgia; Augusta, Maine; Annapolis, Maryland; Albany, New York; and Austin, Texas. Those were the correct answers. There were only 5 up there, and very well done to Ben and Rifsky Business, because the board's reordered because someone's joined. Fets and Flyboy and Inca, who found all 5 of them. Very well done indeed. And bad luck to Samson, who went for 5, but one of them wrong.
What a shame.
What a shame indeed it was. But never mind, Sam, there's still plenty of time to get about. Let's put the points into the bank and see where we're standing. Ben takes the lead with 55. Mark now in second. Big Shoe, and Risky Business in third with 45. Okay. Got the hang of it. If you're new and that's your first go at the game, more opportunity to come and join. There is the code up at the top of the screen. Which way is it? That way, from my perspective. Up there at the top. KFJG on the Universal Controller. Right, another board. And here are your options. Henry V, John, Edward II, Henry VIII, Richard II, Henry VII, Henry III, Richard I, Henry VI. Subject of a Shakespearean history. Love this question. Now I can suck at UK stuff at least. I love this question. Right, you got a full minute. Think about it. You don't race to get those answers, or do. I mean, race to get one answer if you like. Still go. Remember, at least 4 of them are right. There might be as many as 7. Have a little think about it. This guest is what we call Ben Cool. Yeah, I love a Shakespeare question. Whenever a Shakespeare question comes up, it's a happy day for me. Someone who is such a Shakespeare fan would probably write a spotlight pack all about Shakespeare, wouldn't they? Which I've not done yet, but I will do before the next time we play. It's 5 seconds. No, the one I have written, I'm hoping it turns up tonight. I can't force them into the game, but we'll see what comes up in Spotlight. But yeah, I've written a pack for that for later on. Well done if you managed to get some points. Not as many there. There were 5 correct answers. Nobody getting the max. But we've got Mark, Big Shoe, Cola Samster, and Inca all finding 4 out of 5 correct answers. Well done there. Ben, Risky Business, Otley, and Reus finding 3. Flea getting a safe 2. And ABMe and Nebula getting a safe, 1. Oh, little hiccup happening. Shakespeare is Ben's happy. Yes, it is. Very much my happy number, Stimson. So Shakespeare, he wrote 10 historical plays. Henry IV, parts 1 and 2, which wasn't an answer on the board. Henry V, which was. Henry VI, parts 1, 2, and 3, which was. Henry VIII, which was an answer on the board. King John, which was up there. Richard II, and Richard III, which was also not up there. Richard III was the my horse, a horse, my kingdom for a horse, and was that Richard III? I think that was Richard III. Dive thoughts down to my soul, here Clarence comes, and now is the winter of our discontent made summer by this glorious sun, or some other such bullshit. He was the bloodthirsty one, yeah. Richard the Lionheart was Richard III. But yes, dive thoughts down to my soul, here Clarence comes. It's what you say if you're talking about someone. It's what you should say. It's a tip for it. If you're having a chat about someone, like at the office in a professional environment, if you're having a little moan about someone that might be a person higher up or someone on the same level as you who just doesn't pull their weight, and you're having a bit of a bitch about them, and then you see them coming over. So what you say to the person, dive thoughts down to my soul, here Clarence comes. And then you feel sophisticated, and also it's a universal indicator to suggest that you were talking about the person who's coming over. So professional environment, I don't know. We live in different worlds, apparently we do. Anyway, look, well done if you did get some points out of that Shakespeare board. Let's pop them into the bank. Or you could just change the subject. But you must have done that when you're talking about someone and then they just appear and you're like mid-sentence about them. That's like, oh, that's really awkward. That's really awkward. Let's see, go. That is awkward. Anyway, we've got one more. We've got one more board for you in this round. Oh, goodness me. Shakespearean for... Oh, shut up, everyone. Very much that. Oh, lovely, lovely, lovely. Right. One more board. Anything from 4 to 7... of the answers will be correct. Let's take a look at the options. Here they are. Pluto, binary numbers, hydrogen, a water molecule, an outline of North America, Latin alphabet letters, a nude woman, DNA, the moon. What did Ben see? Depicted on the Pioneer plaques. Depicted on the Pioneer plaques. So, what did Ben see on his walk today? DNA, a nude woman, an outline of North America, and hydrogen. Apparently. No, depicted on the Pioneer plaques. I would have to clarify what I have no more information except in the trivia, which might give answers away. So I would suggest your best guess at this point, BC, because I must say I'm not familiar with them either. Well, I am now because I've read the notes, but all will be revealed. All will become clear. A lot of white Hans, bloody hell, finding all 4 of them. Do you know what the Pioneer plaques are? Are you the luckiest sumbitch alive? HUD's getting 4, CJ getting 3, Ria's getting 2, Ben and Otley getting 1. Pluto, binary numbers, hydrogen, and a nude woman are correct. So damn lucky. Well, they all count. So just to explain what these are, because I have to say I'm not familiar with what they are. Pioneer 10 and 11 spacecraft each carried metal plaques designed by Carl Sagan to communicate with potential alien civilizations. The plaques show our galactic location and human figures alongside iconography of the solar system, including Pluto, which was still a planet in 1972-73. The hyperfine transition of hydrogen, binary numbers, and the Pioneer craft themselves. So there we go. It's what we sent up to see if we found aliens. Like, here's what we're all about: hydrogen, numbers, nudity, and stripping planets of their planetary status. I enjoyed Pluto. Anyway, yeah, I learned Pluto was a planet at school. I'm still convinced there are 9 planets, but I understand why not. Pretty sure prime numbers were on there, but wasn't sure on binary. Yeah, well, so away we go. Anything else was the wrong answer. We only got a handful of players. Look at HUD's finding all 4 of the correct answers. That was a hard question, not only because it was tricky enough, but also there are only 4 correct answers. So very well done if you did get some points out of that. That is the end of puzzle number 3. It's the end of round 2. Let's put the points in the bank and check out the scores. Spent all your luck. Well, it could still be extended. We've got Ben in the lead. Ben is very good at this game. He makes a habit of winning this game, and he has a thing he likes to do in round 3, which I won't repeat until it becomes funny to jinx it. He's leading with 75. Mark's in second with 70. Big Shoe is in third with 65. We've then got Cola, Otley, Risky Business, and Samster all on 60. Inca's got 55. CJ has 53. Fetz and Rias on 42. Flyboy and Shapes on 40. AB, me, and Colin and Huds are all on 35. Pyro's got 25. Prugs has 21. Conradlac and JR Nebula and Stillgar on 20. Fluffy Bunes and Nando Opsy and Toucan on 15. Puzzle Goose on 12. Flea and Mountain 10 and Fluffy Squirrel yet to score. But all of that could change because, friends, we have got one final round where there are 120 points up for grabs, which means anyone could still win it. Oh, the excitement. It's round 3. This or that. Simple quiz format, really. You get 15 50-50 questions, and the more you get right, the more points you get. Select the correct answer for the 2 options within 7 seconds. And word of warning, if you've not played this game before, those 7 seconds go by jolly quickly. Okay, so yeah, make sure you press the button quickly because abstention does have an effect in this game, as you will see. Answering correctly will get you more points. So you get 1 for the first, and then 2, and then 3, and then 4, and then 5. So if you get all 15 questions, you will get 120 points for the round, 105 for the first 14, and then 15 for the last one. If you give me a wrong answer, unfortunately, you lose all of that lovely risk that you've built up, and you reset your streak, and your risk points go down to 0. You can start building up again from 1. If you abstain from a question, and that's a valid strategy, if you don't know and you've got a nice pool of risk, say you've got 5 right in a row, that's 1 plus 2 plus 3 plus 4 plus 5, so that's 15 points of risk, and you don't want to risk it any further, you can abstain. And the 15 points will go into your bank. They will be safe, but it will reset your streak and you will start again from 1. It's 15 questions in the round. So it's one of those ones where the bigger streak you've got, the more points you can win. And it's a game where players can come from behind with just a moment's notice. And also dreams can be destroyed.
What a shame.
What a shame indeed, because it's always sad when you see someone who's got 12 questions right in a row and then they get one wrong. And hubris defeats them rather than banking. Oh, breaks your heart. Really does. Anyway, those are the rules of the game. Basically, answer the 50-50 question within 15 seconds, but you've also got to gauge, is it worth the risk if you've got some risk? All of that data should be displayed on your device as well as on the broadcast. I wish you all the very best of luck. Let's go to question number 1. This or that? Options are tipping point, pointless, hosted by Ben Shepherd, nice to see everyone who I think is in line. Nando maybe AFK at this point. Tipping Point, hosted by Ben Shepherd. First broadcast in 2012, don't you know? Pointless, of course, hosted by Alexander Armstrong, who talks like this when he hosts on Classic FM. Good morning, good morning. I found an email from Deirdre, who says, good morning, AA. I love the show. Yes, he hosts Pointless. Ben Shepherd hosts Tipping Point. Well done. Moving on. Question number 2. This or that? Options are rabbit's foot, rabbit's ear, often considered lucky. There we go, that's what you want to see. The lucky rabbit's foot, indeed. It's the only question in the entire game I don't have any notes for, but yes, the lucky rabbit's foot. Everyone who I think is in active play is on a risk score of 3, which is a lovely position to be in. Now, let's go on to question number 3. This or that? Options are no. Yes. Commonly misquoted line. Blank, I am your father. Boing. Commonly misquoted line. No, I am your father. He said no. Yes. Spoiler alert for a 45-year-old film, 1980, Empire Strikes Back came out. Darth Vader does not say, Luke, I am your father. He says, no, I am your father. You've not seen... Okay, well, if I go watch Back to the Future this week, Bruce, can you go and watch Star Wars, please? Please and thank you. He says, no, I am your father, not Luke, I am your father. This is a perfect example of the Mandela effect, where large groups of people falsely remember an event. The term was coined in 2010, when many people stated that they clearly remembered Nelson Mandela dying in prison during the 80s. No, he was freed from prison. That's why there was a song, Free Nelson Mandela, which they played when we came into assembly for half a term in primary school. The context of it is he says, Obi-Wan never told you what happened to your father. And then Luke goes, he told me enough. He told me you killed him. And he goes, no, I am your father. That's my Darth Vader impression. It's not a very good Darth Vader impression. Anyway, no was the answer. A few people wiping out on that one. Quite a few people still on the maximum points of 6. And a few putting their 3 points of risk into the bank. Let's put it there now. And reorder the board as we go to question number 4. This or that. And then Buzz Lightyear cried, no! Yeah, that is exactly what happened in that film. Where is Padme? And Padme is a word that Darth Vader should never say. Question 4, this or that, options are. You may have done, Huds. Joe. Odge. Valid word in English language Scrabble. What a great question. That's upset quite a few people. There's a lot of boying happening in there. Quite a few banks going on. CJ, Toucan, Matt, and Fluffy banking 6. We got Opsy, Fluffy, Flyboy, Inca, Samster, Risky Business, and Mark all on the maximum 10. Quite a few wipeouts. Joe, apparently. There are 127 playable 2-letter words in Scrabble. Joe is a term for a beloved one, darling, or sweetheart in Scotland. Apparently. Jerry, welcome to the stream, I do. Great to have you with us. Hope you're keeping well. But not Odge. You'd think Odge, because Joe, I understand, is a forename, so it's a proper noun, which wouldn't count, but disagree. You disagree, Duran, as our resident Scot. He doesn't agree. Unfortunately, I can only go with the notes that are written down. It doesn't get used often. Indeed not. Well, let's put the points into the bank that need to go there. Quite a few 6s going into the bank. Ben still with a lead. After question 5, we'll take a look at the potential lead, bank order. For now, question number 5, this or that, options are Anaheim, California, Orlando, Florida. Location of the first Disney theme park. Anaheim, California. Disney World, I want to say California, and it's Disneyland, Florida. I may have that the wrong way around, but I thought it was Disney World, California. And I'm just looking at my notes, and apparently well, let me read the notes and we'll find out. Strike that other way. Disneyland opened July 17th, 1955 in Anaheim, California, designed and built under supervision of Walt Disney. Walt Disney World, or Disney World, opened October 1st, 1971 in Orlando, Florida. It was the other way around. Shame on me.
Shame!
In Orlando, Florida, with Walt's older brother, Roy, helping to design the park after Walt's passing in 1966. Oh, that's a very clever way to remember it. Sorry, Disney LA Land, Disney OR Orlando World. Very clever. I like that. 10 points. Not in the game. 10, moral framework points. Flyboy banking 10. Fluffy Bunny wiping out 10. But a lot of players still on 15. Opsy, Inca, Samster, Fluffy Beans, and Mark all with the maximum risk of 15. Let's put points in the bank. So, everything just flashed at me. In a bad way, but it's back now. Ben has the bank lead with 75. Let's have a look at our potential order, which is if everyone banked now. We can see Mark has the lead because he's got 85 potential points if he were to bank right now. But he may get one wrong. Mark is quite a cautious person in this game. I think he's more likely to bank before risk getting one wrong, but you never know what's going to happen. That's the bank order, the risk order we just saw just there. So let's go back to bank order as we go to question number 6. This or that, options are video game developers, screenwriters, protagonists in Tomorrow and Tomorrow and Tomorrow. And a few players calling time there. Opsy, Inca, Samsa, and Mark putting 15 points in the bank. Risky Business moves up to 21 points of risk. The only player with the maximum after 6 questions is video game developers. I have to say this is not something I've seen. Oh, I beg your pardon. Read. Here's a message from our sponsor, JR Plays Games.
Can you take Emily to Disney World, please?
Might cheer her up a bit. She'd be a bit less murdery. Thank you for the 100 bits, JR. Apparently, it's Gabrielle Zevin's 2022 novel, Tomorrow and Tomorrow and Tomorrow, follows the lifelong personal and professional relationship of Sadie Green and Sam Masseur, two fictional video game developers. Really good book. Give it a read. Stimpson's Angles was not mine. I've not read it myself, but they seem like a person of impeccable taste and knowledge, so give it a go. Very well done. A lot of bank going on there, so let's just see what that does to the scores as we put those points into the bank. Can't brain today, I has the dumb. Love it. Mark takes the bank lead with 85. Ben and Samster tied up in second. Inca in third, 75 and 70 respectively. Watch out for Risky Business. Got a potential score of 81, and of course is accruing risk at a faster rate than everyone else because they've got more right in a row. Everyone else is pretty much back down to where they started, but we're about halfway through as we go to question number 7. This or that. Options are 21, 24. Number of letters in the Italian alphabet. Oh, Riff! Calamity! Absolute calamity. He loses the 21 points worth of risk. Oh,
What a shame.
what a shame indeed. Yeah, that would have taken you up to 81 had you banked there, but you've gone for it, and unfortunately, no, you're going to be building up again from 1 with 60 in your bank. There are 21 letters in the Italian alphabet. Officially, Italian only has 21 letters, omitting J, K, W, X, and Y. These letters still appear in words that are borrowed from other languages, and presumably in proper nouns and names as well, but unfortunately not in the alphabet. Sooty Cat, welcome to the stream. You've just turned up to see an absolute tragedy as Risky Business loses his risk lead and his potential bank lead as well. Oh, what a shame.
What a shame.
What a shame twice. Let's put the points in the bank. And Mark now has the bank lead, and there is not a lot going on. We are now halfway through. We've got another 8 questions. 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. 8 questions in the second half of this game. So it's not a done deal yet. But let's see what happens as we go on to question number 8. This or that. Options are different species or the same species. A shoal of fish, typically. Wow. They're different species. I didn't know that. I mean, I assumed they'd be all the same. It's like a pod of dolphins, but I mean, dolphins are... I mean, there's no such thing as a fish, really, is there? But I was going to give you some more information, because, again, this is one of, I think, 2 questions that I don't have any notes on. The word shoal, on the other hand, is a term for any simple social grouping of fish. In short, any group of fish is a shoal, but not all shoals demonstrate the properties of a school. A school of fish presumably would be the same species, but a shoal of fish could be is more likely to be different species. It's a generic term for any grouping of fish. Yes, school versus shoal, because I thought it was a school of fish. But I was sure I'd heard the term shoal at somewhere as well. But now I know the distinction between them. Every day's a school day, right? Yes, a lot of wipeouts going on there. Only Mark and Ben now have the risk lead of just 3. Otley losing 6 points of risk there. Oh, what a shame. Let's, there's nothing to put in the bank, so let's just move on. Move on rapidly to question number 9, if I bring my notes back up so I can refer to them. Question number 9, this or that, A or B? No A or B. Question number 9, this or that, options are schooled by a shoal of fish. Indeed. History and geography, art and recreation. 900 in the Dewey Decimal System. History and geography. Dewey Decimal System classification method of organising library books splits knowledge into 10 main classes. Anything pertaining to history and geography will be classified between 900 and 999, whilst art and recreation is 700 to 799. And despite the fact that we still in many libraries use a Dewey Decimal System to this place, the person who invented it, Dewey, is a thoroughly reprehensible and appalling human being. Can you tell I watched the Tom Scott video the other day? Yes, his name survives in libraries around the world to this day. We should remember those achievements, and also the fact that he was just the worst sort of person. Like Henry Ford, in a way. Just absolutely nothing nice to say about them. Who's Dewey? Just a terrible human being. Dreadful human being. So yeah, Dewey of the decimal system. When I have a 50-50, I'm wrong 9 times out of 10. That's about the measure of it. Anything to put in the bank? No banking's going on there. A couple of wipeouts. Mark's got the risk lead of 6. 9 out of 10 factorial isn't bad. I would say, yeah, that's pretty good. Nogi's nephew of Donald, indeed. That's a goose, not a duck. Anyway, on we go. Question 10. This or that options are Cretaceous, Jurassic, Tyrannosaurus Rex. I was going to say, so much boying on this question is Cretaceous. That's like, wasn't there a book about Jurassic Park? And I imagine that's what my notes might say something about. Yes. Despite appearing in Jurassic Park, the T-Rex was alive during the Cretaceous period, 145 to 66 million years ago, the third and final period of the dinosaurs. The Jurassic period, 201 to 145 million years ago, lends its name to the fictional theme park, given it is more known among general population and just sounds cooler. I mean, Cretaceous Park doesn't have the same ring to it, does it? Or Triassic Park. That's the thing in your mind, because you see Jurassic Park and you see like a Stegosaurus and a Triceratops and a T-Rex and a Velociraptor all just chilling and hanging out and eating each other. Well, actually, they wouldn't have been. The time gap, here's a fun fact for you. The time gap between the Stegosaurus and the T-Rex is greater than the time gap between the T-Rex and now. Which is just bonkers. You just see them all hanging out. And of course, the Velociraptor didn't look anything like the cool Velociraptors in the film. It was a tiny little thing about the size of a chicken and had feathers. It wasn't remotely threatening. But there are many different types of raptor. But Velociraptor was like invented for the film, and they say they didn't look anything like that. Sorry, dinosaur nerding there. Rios and Nebula are putting 1 in the bank. Everyone else is either wiping out or continuing their streak. Mark on a maximum risk streak of 10. We are 2/3 of the way through. Let's take a look at the potential. There's not a huge amount of change, it has to be said, because there's not a lot of risk in play. Mark's got the most risk, and he's also got the bank lead. It would take a fumble from Mark here for anyone to have a chance of catching him at this point. But we have still got 5 questions to go. So let's see what happens. A very happy step on a leg. Oh, poor Stimson's angle. I'll put you in touch with him, Huds. Stimson's angle. Meet Huds. You two ought to hate each other. To paraphrase Django Unchained, rather. Right, now to welcome to the street. Just in time for the end of Risky Business. More games coming up, of course, later on in the night. On we go for now. Question number 11. This or that options are the Mystic, the Bringer of Old Age, Holst's Saturn, Mark's calling it quits. He's putting 10 in the bank. He reckons that's going to be enough to get him through. It's going to take him up to a score of 95. Conradlak putting 6 in. Cola and Fluffy Squirrel putting 3 in. Matt putting 1 in. A couple of wipeouts. Most players getting that right. Risk lead now belongs to JR, Otley and Sam. Saturn is the bringer of old age. As to say, it's a classical music question that actually I would struggle to hum that one. I could hum your Mars. I could hum your Jupiter. I might be able to have a stab at Venus, but I really struggle with Saturn. Composed between 1914 and 1917, turbulent years to say the least. Saturn, the bringer of old age, was one of 7 movements of Holst's The Planets. Neptune is the mystic. But yes, 7 movements because the Earth wasn't seen fit to get its own movement, and of course Pluto hadn't been discovered, or indeed declassified by that point. Points in the bank. Mark the bank lead in a 20-point lead with just 4 questions to go. Sam has a risk of 6, which means he could get up to 10, 15, 21, 28, which would take him up to 103. It would be enough to put in clear of Mark, who can only get another 10. Mark can get 105. Sam can potentially get 108. But that would require Sam to get all 4 remaining questions correct without banking and without getting one wrong. A lot riding on this. Ben is within spitting distance of that, but can only accrue up to 21, which would only take him up to 96. Could beat Mark if Mark has a complete fumble and Sam has a fumble. So that's where we're looking. Ben has a very outside chance of beating Mark. Mark just needs 1 point to at least force a tie at the top with Ben. Sam could still win. So it depends a lot on Mark and how Sam and Ben fare over these next 4 questions. Let's go on to question number 12. This or that options are Clock Tower, Chimney, Old Joe, tallest freestanding... Well, Ben's wiping out, so he's out of the question at this point. Mark also getting that one wrong, though, of course, had no risk. Sam did get it right. He's up to 10 points of risk. It's Clock Tower, located at the University of Birmingham, UK. Old Joe is the world's tallest freestanding, as in not attached to any other building, clock tower. Between 100 and 110 metres tall. That's a big clock. Clock with an L. The tallest freestanding chimney is at the Gres 2 power station in Kazakhstan, which is a hell of a lot bigger, 419.7 metres. Half a kilometre! Half a kilometre tall. That's a big-ass chimney. And it's in Kazakhstan. It is a very big clock. Ria's putting a point in the bank. In it goes, with 3 questions to go. Sam is going to have to go hell or glory if he wants the gold. He could do a strategic bank here to wrap up the silver, but it would mean Mark is guaranteed the gold at that point. So let's see what happens with question number 13. This or that, options are Secretary of State for Wales, First Minister of Wales, Eluned Morgan, He's got there with his domestic politics, as are Sam. He's up to 90 potential points, which is just 5 short of Mark with 2 questions to go. He was the First Minister of Wales, or is the First Minister of Wales, appointed by the Welsh Government, the Synod, or however the hell you pronounce that word. Morgan has held this post since the 6th of August 2024. The Secretary of State for Wales is appointed by the UK Government. Currently, Joe Stevens, MP for Cardiff. Cardiff or Cardiff Central? Cardiff Central is a train station, isn't it? Rather than a constituency. Silent Breen, welcome to the stream. Great to have you here. Let's put the points in the bank. A few banks going on there. Fets and Puzzle Goose banking 3, Nebula banking 1. So, if Sam banks on the next one, he trails Mark by 5, and that is going to be game. First, second, and third will be decided. If Sam gets this one right, he would have a potential lead over Mark, and then it's going to come down to the final question. Could be a forced gold medal if Sam gets this one right and then banks on the last, even if Mark gets one of them right. But let's see what happens. Question number 14. This or that, options are. Yes, all medals get shared. It's only Danger Zone goals that don't get shared. North Macedonia. North Korea. Extends further north. Sam's there. Mark is not. Yeah, it's only the Danger Zone Gold is the only medal in the entire gamut of Game Night products that doesn't get shared. All other medals, if there's a tie, they get shared. It's not a GG yet, Mark. It is not over by any stretch. North Korea is the answer. It's close between the world's 2 north countries, but the northernmost point of North Korea is 43 degrees 00 north, 43 degrees exactly north, whilst North Macedonia's is 42 degrees 21 apostrophe. I don't understand what these latitude symbols are or how to read them. 43 for North Korea and 42 degree 21 for North Macedonia. So it is not over yet. Apostrophe is minutes, double quotes is second. No, I know that. That's not... Here, have some trivia. Have some trivia, y'all. You can... Degrees, minutes... Yeah, I don't... There you go. That's what it says. Read it off the card. So, here's where we stand. Mark has got the bank lead. If Samster is wrong on this one, it would be an act of incredible hubris on his part to attempt this and get it wrong. But if Sam is wrong, Mark wins the game, and Sam gets the bronze, I think. If Sam banks... and Mark is right, then that will be a tied gold for Sam and Mark. If Sam banks and Mark is wrong, it's a gold for Sam, a silver for Mark, and a bronze for Ben. If Sam is right and Mark is wrong, then yeah, I've run out. I've run out of potentials. We'll see what happens. There is one final question. It's number 15. This or that. Options are Oh, Inca could get up to 76, good point. Within the solar system or outside the solar system? Voyager 1's current position, according to NASA. Sam is not playing the hubris strat. He is taking his 21, and it's worked out well for him because Mark also getting that one wrong. It's within the solar system. Voyager 1 is a space probe launched by NASA on September the 5th, 1977. Probably running Windows NT. Windows hadn't been invented at that point. Originally designed to study Jupiter, Saturn and their moons, it later became the first human-made object to enter interstellar space in 2012. Interstellar, of course, meaning beyond the sun's realm of influence. Although Voyager 1 has now travelled beyond the 8 planets, it would take it 300 years to reach the true edge of the solar system, which is considered to be the Oort cloud. The Oort cloud. So, CJ putting 3 in the bank. Sam is putting 21 in the bank. It is going to push him ahead of Mark, and by a single point at the last second, Sam has come back to win Risky Business tonight. Woo-hoo! Inca was not able to force a bronze with Ben there. He could have done had he got that one right. It would have been a third place tie between Ben and Inca, but alas, not to be. It's Ben who takes the bronze with 76. Mark pinches the silver, just knocked off the top spot by Sam, finishing on a score of 95, and it's Sam who takes that gold medal with a score of 96. GG's all round. And of course, for however many points you have got, times it by Penny Manager. 5 times your score by 5, and that's the number of pennies I'm going to give to you. Innis Dragon, welcome both of you to the stream. Hope you're keeping well. Well, what a great game, and what a great pack. Stimson's angle. Clap, 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 clap. Lovely pack, really lots and lots of fun there. Had me on the edge of my seat. There was humour, there was great trivia, there was stuff I didn't know, there was stuff I did know, which I always appreciate, and just a veritable tome of extra information in there in the host notes as well, which I always appreciate being able to read out, and a load of variety, as Hud's is saying as well. So hopefully something for everyone there. Really great stuff. So thank you very much, Stimson's Angle, for your effort on that pack, and as well to Lewis, who's taken the trouble of proofing that one for us as well. Well, friendos, it's time for a short break, but during this break we are going to be playing a little invention of my own called Hacker. It is pronounced Hacker, despite what other people and other sources may tell you. It is pronounced Hacker. Haxor. Hacker. It's a bit of a word game. It's a wordy game, but most importantly, it's a self-running word game. So it means I can go and mill about in the kitchen for a few minutes while you all play Hacker. Now, it's also very important for me to remind you that this game... Oh, hello, Topper One Gaming. It's not pronounced Haxor. The person who has just tuned in, who shall not be named, wrote this upcoming pack of Hacker, and that is all it is called. For this game, though, you will need to whisper to Persephone's Twitch bot. Topper, welcome to the stream, my dude. Hope you're well. Yeah, you'll need to whisper to the bot. The bot will be asking the questions. Don't try and join on that controller that you've just had. Whisper to the bot. If you're not playing or you're eliminated, keep your answer. In fact, even if you are playing, keep your answers out of the public chat. Only whisper to the bot, and the bot will handle all of the magic for you and do the points accordingly. Okay, so it's a self-running game, but it's got a few word game elements to it, and hopefully we'll have a lot of fun. When we come back from this break time game, we are going to be playing Spotlight, which is by, well, everybody. There's a little bit of everything, and we've had 17 new packs have gone into the game this evening, so there's lots of even more variety coming up in Spotlight. It's sort of a niche trivia game, and again, multiple choice, universal controller for that one, and lots of fun. So I do hope that you'll come back and join me for that. But Hacker coming up now by Topper, and then Spotlight by various members of the community coming up thereafter. Hope you had fun with that. Thank you again to Stimson's Angle for writing, to Lewis for proofing. Congratulations to our medalists. You have been playing Risky Business, and I will see you after the credits for some hacking action courtesy of Topper One Gaming. You'll be mad to miss it. See you there.
Shoobity wop me oobity wop me oo. Wop shawam. Wop shawari wop. 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 Shoobity wop me oobity wopity oo. Wop shawam. Wop shawari wop. 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 Wop shawam. Wop shawam. Shoobity wop me oobity wop me oo. Ba-doo now.
So, we're going to have some electro swing just while I get the software loaded up. For those of you who aren't subscribed, I'm going to play some adverts just so that anyone joining midway through won't get any pre-rolls. But Hacker will be running there, and you'll be, again, whisper to Persephone's Twitch bot. Do not try and join on the Universal Controller, otherwise it won't work, basically. But yeah, Hacker coming up, as written by Topper. Have some fun, and I will see you on the other side of it. Don't touch that dial. We'll be right back. Okay, so just to clarify, whispering to the bot is for your answers, but for the initial entry, it will accept it in public chat as well. So I'm going to really drop the timescale right down. Everything else should be whispered to the bot. If anyone wants to join, double check that you can see your name on the screen now. If you can't... Oh, we've got 2 Mr. Vertigos. That could be interesting. There's a fluffy squirrel. Nessa's Vertigo. Yeah, I don't know what's going to happen there. now, but if I'm going to speed it up back to normal speed, it should remove... Can you just type it again, Mr. Vertigo? I'm hoping it gets rid of one of them. There we go. Right. We should be good now. And Mr. Vertigo, if you're not in the game, you have my sincere apologies. Let's find out. There we go. Hopefully you're all in. Right. Have fun, y'all. I'll see you after the game. Also, welcome to the stream, Cola, 8Minky, Maxio, and Mr. Vertigo. Lovely to have you here. And it's Fetz who claims the day in Hacker. Goodness me, it came down to 4-4-4-4. Next goal wins on that final puzzle, but it was Fetz who won out the day. GG indeed. Oh, that was a good battle. Thank you very much to Topper for a lovely pack there. Lovely pack of Hacker. Very much appreciated. And welcome to the stream, some people who have typed in public chat but I can't currently view because there's a bonus ongoing. Type Guanfets if you'd like 139 pennies. Now, briefly, some continuity. What have we got coming up on the horizon? Oh, hello. A little hiccup. Optimax Pyro Pygmy Tadaru, welcome to the stream. What have we got coming up? Let's take a little look, shall we? Bash has published a schedule, glory be. And welcome to Fluffy Squirrel. Thank you very much for that follow, my dude. Most grateful to you. Lovely to have you here. Ash the Bash has published a schedule. If you like quiz, if you're enjoying what you're seeing here tonight, go and follow Ash the Bash because he does even better quiz content than I do. He's a don't tell him I said this, but he's a much better programmer than me. Don't tell him. He does exceptional quality content over on his channel. And he's going to be back next week. He streams on Wednesdays and Fridays at 8 p.m. GMT. He's not here next Friday. I'm assuming he's got a gig or something. But he'll be here next Wednesday with Equation Grid and 5 minutes to a fortune. So go give him a follow if you want even more excellent, high-quality trivia content. And as for me, well, I stream twice a week, Thursdays and Saturdays at 8 p.m. GMT. As many of you know, but if you are here from the raid from HUDs earlier on, and I note the audience count is significantly higher than, it's about double what it normally is. So if you've stuck around from that raid, thank you very much for doing so. Give us a follow if you're enjoying what you're seeing. And yeah, Thursdays and Saturdays for more game night content. Next Thursday, we've got Crossfire by Zeus. We've got Moneybox, the return of Moneybox by Arun. And at some point between now and then, I need to do some tweaks to it based on the first game that we played. And we've got the return of Distinction by Lupine. Crossfire, Moneybox, and Distinction. That sounds like a pog stream to me. That's Thursday the 6th of February. If you're just here for the weekend, next Saturday, we've got Plinko by Stimson Zangle. Stimson, who wrote the early game of Risky Business. We've got Data Leak as written by Quizzle, Only Connect Champion Quizzle, that is. And The Purge as written by Fluffy Bunny. So lots to look forward to here at Game Night. Yeah, that will all be coming up in the next week or so. So give us a follow if you're not doing so already, if you want to stay up to the minute on stuff that's going on. And of course, you can always come and join the Discord if you want to come and hang out and find out about even more that goes on within the community, which is much more than just the stream. For example, I occasionally post wholesome videos of geese and robins and such like. Now, we've got one more game this evening. It's a proper hosted game, so I'm back in the chair. And it is Spotlight. This has been written by a myriad of people. We've got 30 packs in the game, thanks to a slew of authors contributing trivia over the last couple of weeks since I did a shout out for them. So currently 30 unused packs with 13 distinct authors. Should be a lot of fun. If I can check I've got all the settings correct. It looks like I have. Host may swap pack. No, I'm not going to put that. I'm not going to force my own pack into play. That would be nepotism of the highest order. But this is Spotlight. We are back on the Universal Controller. I was rather disparaging about they're angry little bastards, Robbers. They're really aggressive. They're very pretty, but they're very aggressive. So yes, I was somewhat disparaging about said Robin. But yeah, back on the Universal Controller for this. This is Spotlight. It's a sort of niche trivia game, but we get through the categories fairly quickly. Well, there'll be 10 categories over the course of the next hour or so, and territorial. That's the word. That's the word I'm after. So if you fancy some niche trivia and a bit of Spotlight action, that is coming up now. Various authors, all proofed by me, and should be a lot of fun. Get those devices ready because it is time for Spotlight. welcome to Spotlight. And Huds, no problem at all. Enjoy your look. Thank you again for that raid. I'm going to say it in voice rather than typing it. Enjoy the look, and yeah, thanks very much for that raid again. Very much appreciated, my dude. And if you've joined us from Huds' channel, you're very welcome. I hope you're enjoying what you're seeing. And for all the regular game nighters, CNSG is the code you need on the Universal Controller as we go into the Spotlight Arena with a whole myriad of categories potentially coming to your attention and your quiz trivia needs this Saturday evening. I'll give you a few seconds to come and populate this lobby. Plenty of room at the moment in this here Spotlight game. Quick overview of the rules for those of you who haven't played before or maybe want a quick recap. We start by selecting a player to be in the spotlight. They will pop up out of that trap door front and center of your screen, and they will pick a category. They'll get a choice of 4 categories. They get to pick one. They can swap one of them if they don't like any of them that are there, once and only once for the duration of their time in the spotlight. They'll then get multiple choice questions. The objective of the spotlight player is to stay in the spotlight. If they get any 2 out of 3 incorrect, they will be eliminated from the spotlight and someone else will come to replace them. They've got to try and get as many questions on the niche subjects correct as they can, up to a maximum of 12. Once they get 12, they have hit the cap and they will be forcibly ejected from the spotlight and someone else will come to take their place. Once we've gotten through 10 categories, the player who managed to get the most correct answers in the spotlight will come back for the spotlight final for a chance on our coveted leaderboard. Where they'll face 10 further questions, 1 from each of the categories that got shown earlier on. As always, there are gold, silver and bronze medals available for the Wings players, so even if you're not selected to come into the spotlight, you can still play along. There are still pennies available, and gold, silver and bronze medals, and of course just general quiz goodness. So do come and join the game, CMSG, and say we've got a lot of new categories have come in, more than double the current output of the database. The unused questions are new. So 17 packs went in this afternoon. We've now got a total of 30 active packs, and I think I've got another 3 from Colin, which I need to put in, which is a really good position to be in. But as ever, Spotlight does not require you to be assigned to write a pack. If you ever get an idea good, you can just write. I rattled one off today. I just had an idea for 2. One question came to mind, and then I was able to find a nice, easy second question to go with it. So I only really had to think of 2 questions on this one subject, which came fairly easily. So if that comes up, it's a really good one. But we'll see what happens. TVPA Poshka, welcome to the stream. Nice to have you here. Hope you're keeping well. Right, a couple more seconds and then we'll get underway. How many have we got? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Or does it say on the debug? No, it doesn't. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 27 in so far. You've heard of niche, get ready for quiche. Oh, let's see a pack of quiche. Questions all on quiche. Niche quiche. That would be very good. Niche quiche. Pyro. Inflators. What a great word that was. Hats off to you, my dude. Let's have 1,000 pennies. Not for inflators, you just get my respect for that, but for cashing in your however many. Is it 10,000 micro pennies to 1,000 pennies now? There you go. Have 1,000 pennies. Is there anything I can do about this? I can technically remove pennies from people. So, niche quiche. So, if, for example, I decided that joke was terrible, I can award myself... I was awarded -1 pennies. But I'm going to give it back because I don't feel it was so. It wasn't enough to deserve losing a penny. So, yeah. The control centre giveth and the control centre taketh away. Okie dokie. It's an unsigned integer. Take a penny, leave a penny. Absolutely. Right, that's enough of you. Let's put a player. Well, let's lock that lobby first of all. If for whatever reason you really don't want to be in the spotlight, you know you're not obligated to by any stretch of the imagination. So if you don't want to, just let me know and I can respin it and put somebody else in there. So maybe if you had to go last time we played, because it is just pure RNG on this one. Feel free to say, give it to someone else. I should probably put a button on the universal controller for that. But does that mean said joke has taken the piss out of you? Very good, Lingo Maniac. Welcome to the streamer, bro. How you doing? Good to see you here. Time for some Spotlight. If you fancied a bit of niche trivia. Let's start the game, as we always do, by putting a player into the spotlight. CJ Binks, press the button on your device to let us know you're still here. There you are, and welcome to the spotlight. So, you're going to be starting our game off. Remember, any 2 out of 3 questions incorrect, you will be ejected. You want to try and get as many questions right as you can, but you do get control of the board. I will put a suggestion into suggestions after the stream. Remind me. Oh, thank you, Toppy. Yes, for give the option to reject spotlight play. CJ, you have got control of the board. Let's take a look at our first 4 categories tonight. And your options are Animals Can't Salute by JR Plays Games, Songs of the Sea by Arden Fetz, 9-Ball Pool by Lewis T1, or You're Watching Game Night by Stimpson's Angle. You can swap if you don't like any of them. You can swap one of them, but you can only swap once for the entire time you're in the spotlight. We're going with Animals Can't Salute by JR Plays Games. Now you will see up in the top left-hand corner, JR Plays Games has now got a dark blue border around it, signifying him as the author. It means, JR, you will not be able to answer these questions, but you get 3 points for free for writing them, and you get 100 pennies, which should have been credited to your account. So thank you to JR for these questions. CJ, Animals Can't Salute. Here is your first question. What kind of animal did Hannibal famously bring 37 of across the Alps? Was it elephant, hippopotamus, or rhinoceros? 10 seconds. And that's time. End of responses. And the correct answer, fava beans. Could have been. Or Chianti, bottles of Chianti. Correct answer is, of course, elephants. Just Jerry missing out on that one right there. Yes, 26 out of 28 getting that one right. Including CJ. Very well done. 37 elephants. Here we go to the next question. Which Roman emperor is said to have wanted to make his horse Incitatus a consul, although sources indicate he never actually did so? Was it Tiberius, Caligula, or Nero? 10 seconds. And that's time. Correct answer. Caligula was the answer. No drama there for CJ, getting the nice green border. A few more players getting that one wrong. 17 out of 28 in total. You're going to get to pick the next category either way, CJ, whether you get this one right or wrong, but let's try and get it right as we look at our third question on Animals Can't Salute. What rank did Sir Nils Olav III achieve in the Norwegian army, becoming the highest ranking penguin in the world? Was it Colonel, Brigadier, or Major General? 10 seconds. It's a band called Caligula's Horse. They sound awesome. I would like to listen to them. And that is time. Oh, a power user noise. Sing. Louder. 37 bottles of Chianti. What am I singing? Caligula. I don't know that song, so I can't. Otherwise, you know I would if I knew it. But you know I would. What rank did Sir Nils Olav I'm just balking at the idea of a penguin being knighted, as well as being, as it turns out, a Major General. It's a good. If it was a punt, it was a good one, CJ. Yeah. Sir Nils Olav III, Baron of the Bouvet Islands, lives quite comfortably in Edinburgh Zoo. Edinburgh is a meme moment right there. He is the mascot of the Norwegian King's Guard and the third penguin to assume the role. Where's Tipster when you need him? Just 6 of you getting that one right, including CJ. And here's a message from our sponsor, Zeusless.
Ben, I know it's January, but I would be so happy if you sung Silent Night.
I bet you would, Zeus, but I'm afraid I don't think it's going to happen. But thank you for the 47-month subscription, my dude. I'm most grateful to you. Oh, I am the very model of a penguin major general. I've information, vegetable, animal, and bird roll. Penguins are fish. Hypothesis. Because they swim. They don't fly. Yes, I know it's meant... Oh. I know it's Minrolarun. Come now. Anyway, I'm going to move on rapidly from this weird area of surrealism that we appear to have entered. CJ, that's 3 questions and 3 correct. Very well played. Doesn't make me a dolphin. if my grandma had wheels, she would have been a bike. Oh, just remember that moment from this morning. Anyway, moving on from this strange area of surrealism that we appear to have entered. CJ, you're still in control. Back to the category board. Songs of the Sea, Songs of the Sea, 9-ball pool, you're watching game night. You've got a swap available if you want it, and one new question category for you is The Traitors UK by Itzotli. Where are we going? We're getting rid of The Traitors UK by Itzotli to be replaced with Wallace and Gromit by Topper One Gaming. Boo, says Lewis. Okay, we go for You're Watching Game Night by Stimpson's Angle. That's Dr. Pepper over there on the right-hand side. Yes. Stimpson's Angle, 3 points to you and 100 pennies have been credited to your penny bank. And You're Watching Game Night is the category. Let's see how we get on with this. First question. In the How I Met Your Mother episode Game Night, we learn the origin story of which suit-wearing serial womanizer? Is it Ted Mosby, Barney Stinson, or Marshall Erickson? 10 seconds. Time. Funny, I posted a picture. I'm rewatching How I Met Your Mother at the moment. I posted a picture of this into the Discord the other day when I got to this. Season 1, episode 15, I think. The correct answer is, of course, Barney Stinson. That guy's awesome. Awesome. And so on. Zeus, welcome to the stream as well. Most of us getting it right. 21 out of 28, including CJ. That's 4 right in a row. Suit up. Yeah. Well, yeah. Also, yes.
Well, that's all right then.
Yes, he's the toy maker. Neil Patrick Harris is the toy maker, isn't he? You swear to God? Why do you swear to God, Zeus? I hope you don't. Come join the game if you fancy it. Or don't, make your own choices. Next question. Game Night is the 100th episode of which New York-based police sitcom? Is it Castle, Brooklyn Nine-Nine, or Blue Bloods? 10 seconds. He's crazy good at playing straight womanizers. He is a bit. Was he in Gone Girl? I have a feeling he was in Gone Girl where he played a... I don't know that he was a womanizer, but he wasn't a very nice character, that's for sure. Correct answer. Brooklyn Nine-Nine. Again, 78% getting that one right, including CJ. CJ, you're going to get to pick category number 3 as well. That's 5 right. You're yet to drop the ball. One more question on this category. Let's take a look at it. Oh, yeah, Harold and Kumar, of course. He was Harold and Kumar go to White Castle. So 100 about 150. Sounds about right. I've only ever watched one episode of Brooklyn Nine-Nine. I thought it was quite funny, but not funny enough that I wanted to sit and watch it end to end. Question number 3. Let's take a look. 2018 comedy action film Game Night stars which pair of actors? Rachel McAdams and Jason Bateman, Jennifer Aniston and Adam Sandler, Drew Barrymore and Ben Stiller. 10 seconds. That's time. Correct answer is, of course, Rachel McAdams and Jason Bateman. Only about half of you getting that one right there. 15 out of 28. But CJ was amongst them. Good film. Watched it a few years back. It's quite fun. It's got what's his name? Fat Matt Damon. Oh, what's he called? Jesse Plemons, I think, plays a sort of slightly strange cop. It's very funny. It's worth your time. Well done, CJ. You're halfway to the maximum of 12. 6 out of 6 so far, and you get to pick the next category. No swap. Fats David, yes indeed. No swap available, but let's see what the board brings. Songs of the Sea, that's twice I've nearly fluffed that, by Arden Fetts. 9 Ball Pool by Lewis. Wallace and Gromit by Topper. Or Desert Bus for Hope by JR Plays Games. No swap available, please pick a category. 9 Ball Pool by Lewis. Lewis, who is our one of our proofers in residence, and is not in the game, so won't get 3 points, but he will get 100 pennies, which will have been credited to his penny bank. Let's see what this category on 9 Ball Pool brings. Here's your first question. In a standard set of pool balls, what colour is the stripe on the 9 ball? Is it red, blue, or yellow? 10 seconds. Spotlight packs are like buses. You don't see them for ages and then 5 of them come along at once. That's time. Correct answer. Oh, excuse me. It's yellow. The 10 ball has a blue stripe and the 11 ball has a red stripe. If you've ever watched 9 ball pool as opposed to 8 ball pool, which is the way you have to pot all of your either spots or stripes or reds or yellows if you play an English pool, and then the 8 ball or the black ball. In 9 ball, the objective is to pot the 9 ball as quickly as possible, but you must always strike the lowest numbered ball on the table. I've given you all the rules of 9 ball. Sorry, I nerd out a little bit on this. This is when I proofed this pack. I knew all but one, I think, of the answers without having to check the references. CJ, that's your first foot wrong. 78.5% getting this one right, but CJ, not you. You must get the next 2 questions right in order to stay in the spotlight, starting with this one. Take a look. Widely considered one of the greatest pool players of all time, Efren Reyes was born in which Asian country? Is it the Philippines, South Korea, or Vietnam? 10 seconds. That's time. Correct answer. Save yourself there, CJ. It is the Philippines. That was the one I didn't know. 82% getting that one right. It's very well answered. Efren Reyes. I don't know if there's something in the etymology of the name that I'm not familiar with, but yeah. Right answer for most of us there. And CJ, you're up to 7 spotlight points. It's always the Philippines. Yes, if in doubt, it does seem to be a safe one to plump for if you've no idea and it's multiple choice. If you're, you're still going to get this next one right, though, CJ. If you get this one wrong, you'll still be ejected because that will be 2 out of 3 incorrect, as you can see by the lights in the top left-hand corner of the question board. Let's see what happens as we go to the third question on 9 Ball Pool. Let's take a look. Which of these people represented Europe in 9 Ball Pool's Moscone Cup and won a World Snooker Championship? Empty answer. What should that say? Yeah, the answer highlighted in blank. Okay. Stand by, and I will tell you what the answer should say at that point. Ooh, this might be a larger bug. This might kill things. This might break things. Well, let's find out what the rest of them say. Right. Okay, well, let's see what happens. What's happened in the pack, Lewis? Oh, you've power messaged me. Oh, you see why. Lewis, what's gone on? Because I can tell you what the boxes would be. They're a row below where they should be. Oh, so they are. So, yeah, they're in the host notes box. So the answers are debugged as well. Okay, so the data structure is still correct. So listen carefully. This is how they read from top to bottom, and presumably from left in reading order when they're displayed. Proofer should have caught that. You're quite right, but Proofer also had 16 other packs to do. Apologies from the Proofer. Not the writer. It's not on the writer to catch that. It's on the proofer to do that. That was me. My bad. But we can get around this. So, where's the answer gone? Where's the answer going? Okay. Option 1 is Alex Higgins. Option 2 is Ken Doherty. Option 3 is Jimmy White. Okay, I'll read those again. Option 1, Alex Higgins. Option 2, Ken Doherty. Option 3, Jimmy White. Lewis has very kindly put them in the chat. It won't say them in the boxes, but you have to press the relevant one and just have to trust me, that's what they should say. 10 seconds, here we go. It's entirely possible, because they all read as blank, because of how the logic works, because the answers are all blank and it just looks for first or default is correct. The answer is that one, and you all got it right. Oh no, you didn't all get it right. That must have been someone must have abstained, possibly. I think if you put anything, it defaulted to correct. Did anyone put anything other than Alex Higgins? Okay, looks like it's a freebie, which I suppose is that it was Alex Higgins, as it happens. White didn't win a World Snooker Championship but played in the Mosconi, and Doherty won a World Snooker Championship but didn't play in the Mosconi. Alex Higgins the only one who did both. Okay, yeah, so it's defaulted to correct if you put anything. Apologies for that. That is an oversight on my part in the proofing process. But I think that is the least worst outcome of that. You put Ben Lafbury, did you, Zeus? That would also have been incorrect. Because there's only one, and it's not me. You didn't put anything, you still got it. It's just a free point. Apologies to Lewis and to everyone at large for that free point that you got. Apologies for Lewis for ruining that question. Anyway, there's only 2 of those who come.
Well, that's all right then.
I'm on to the second one now.
Well, that's all right then.
Yeah, only 2 away. Let's see if we get to the third one tonight. Right, moving on from that slight data error. Let's go on back to the category board. You are still in control, CJ Binks, and your next question is free. Let's take a look at the category board. Songs of the Sea, Wallace and Gromit, Desert Bus for Hope, or The Same Procedural as Every Week by Stimson's Angle. The Same Procedural as Every Week is what we go for. Stimson's Angle for the second time gets the blue board of 3 free points and 100 pennies. Well, let's see what this category brings. This question is going to be free for you, CJ Binks. Let's see what you can do with it. TV procedural dramas typically follow the work of which types of professionals? Is it police, poultry farmers, or politicians? 10 seconds. Most of us got this one right. The correct answer is the police. The police, or wider law enforcement specifically. The police or wider law enforcement agencies are the most common focus of procedural dramas known for having a murder of the week format. Think The Bill, or various others. I think The Bill is the UK one. Murder most foul, indeed. Most of us getting that one right, 82%, including CJ, still in the spotlight. Let's go back to another question. Which of these series has aired the most episodes? Midsummer Murders, Law and Order SVU, or NCIS? 10 seconds. And that's time. Ooh. That's not bad little bowl of Shiraz there. The correct answer. And we've got another foot wrong from CJ there. It's Law and Order SVU. Total of 559 episodes. SVU surpasses the original Law and Order series and holds the record for being the longest running primetime action series on US TV. NCIS 477 episodes, so nearly 100 fewer. Midsummer Murders 140 episodes. Although the oldest of these still running procedurals, Midsummer Murders releases fewer episodes per season. Probably a good thing for the inhabitants of the various midsummer villages, with this show's particularly high murder rates per episode. Well, quite. Special Victims Unit, thank you, Simpsons Angle. Yes, not a correct answer there for CJ, only 32% getting it in total. So you're going to lose a life on that one. Pressure is on to get this one correct if you want to stay in the spotlight. Well, let's take a look at the next question. 44-year-old William Norcross provided the inspiration for which show? The Rookie, Numbers, or Monk? 10 seconds. Fine. And the correct answer was The Rookie, just 32%, but CJ amongst them this time. Yeah, aged 44, Norcross decided to leave his family's printing business in Pennsylvania and relocate to LA, where he enrolled in the LAPD. Norcross would regularly meet with his friend John Steinberg, who turned Norcross's stories into a screenplay that later became The Rookie, with Nathan Fillion playing the older-than-average eponymous rookie. It says titular, but I autocorrect because, of course, I do. CJ, that was a correct answer. You've got 10 spotlight points. You must still get the next question correct to stay in the spotlight, but you've got I can tell you, you've got a maximum of 2 more questions, because if you get the no, you could see all 3, I suppose, in the last one, but you're close to that maximum of 12. You're on 10 at the moment, but for now we need you to pick another category. Songs of the Sea, Wallace and Gromit, Desert Bus for Hope, or Transformers by the Lupine One. We're going for Transformers by the Lupine One, who I don't believe I've seen tonight, so they won't get 3 free points, but they will get 100 pennies. Transformers by the Lupine One. 2 more to complete the spotlight and get that maximum score of 12. Let's see what the first question brings on Transformers. In the Generation 1 continuity, which of these Transformers characters is an Autobot? Skids, Starscream, Shockwave. 10 seconds. Yeah, we had a big raid from HUDs earlier on. We had 175 come in on the raid. I think about half immediately left, and the rest seem to have stuck around pretty much for the rest of the stream. And we're very grateful to them for boosting the numbers, and hope they're having a good time. And as Lewis says, great quality quiz content. As a non-Transformers fan, this was it was easy to prove. I just sort of double check them, but I didn't have a clue on any of these. The correct answer: no, CJ tripped at the last hurdle in the Transformers round. It was Skids is what we wanted. Just 39.2% getting that one right, and unfortunately CJ was not amongst them. But you've done a jolly good job, I have to say. 10 questions right in the spotlight. It might be enough to book you a slot in the final. I would be happy with that as well, CJ. Kudos to you. Great effort. We hope you'll continue playing from the wings, and do stick around, because we might very well see you in the final a bit later on. But for now, I'm afraid we have to say goodbye, and you've been ejected from the spotlight. So, 10 yellow lights on the floor. That is the target for anybody wanting to come and challenge CJ in this game of Spotlight. You can just about see on the left-hand side, their border has gone purple to indicate they've been in the Spotlight. But we need to put somebody else in to finish off this pack of Transformers. Hopefully they've got an opportunity to pick their own if they can get at least one of them right. Let's take a look as we put somebody else into the Spotlight. Mr. V, your time has come. Press the button to let us know you're here. Welcome, welcome. And an opportunity to beat the score of 10 that has been set by CJ Binks. 2 more questions, though, on Transformers, as written by the Lupine One, to see off before you get to pick your own category. Let's take a look at the next one. In the 1986 animated film The Transformers the Movie, yes, that's actually what it's called, who voiced Unicron? Was it Michael Caine, Orson Welles, or Gene Hackman? 10 seconds. And that's time. Correct answer. I couldn't believe this when I read it earlier on. One of his last roles, he recorded his line shortly before his death in 1985. Also, one of the greatest actors, probably of all time, And they managed to get, for this shitty Transformers movie, they managed to get Orson fuck-mothering Welles to come and voice Unicron. Unbelievable scenes, Jeff. Probably make ChatGPT... what's happening? But I don't know. I've not seen it. I can't back that up. But it just... When you think of the star and director of Citizen Kane, and then his last film was... I mean, it's like Raul Julia's last film being Street Fighter. I mean, I love the Street Fighter movie, but that's a shitty film. It's like... Yes, I have a run. I'm sticking with it. Also, fuck Mothering Wells. That is a potential rain message. Well, anyway, most of it, over half was going right. 57% getting that one right, including Mr. Vertigo. That's your first spotlight point. Well played. One more question on Transformers. You're definitely going to get to pick the next category. Let's take a look at the third question on Transformers. Happy with fuck mothering. What is the name of the villainous faction in the 1990s CGI animated TV series Beast Wars Transformers? Is it Monsterbots, Predacons, or Terracons? 10 seconds. I keep going to adjust my glasses because that's sort of my thing that I do. And then I remember I'm wearing contact lenses and there's nothing there. Correct answer. Oh, it's a red border. The answer was Predacons. Mr. Vertigo electing to go for Terracons, not the answer. Now, the Predacons, all three appear in the G1 continuity, but it's the Predacons who are the villains in Beast Wars. So, it's not a right answer, so pressure's going to be on for the first two questions of the next category, Mr. V. But you do get to pick that next category. We've got a hair. Haven't got it yet. Stand by. Oh, it's still attached to my head. That's the problem. You've got one spotlight point, and let's look at the category board now. Swap is still available if you don't like any of them, so you can swap them out for something you do like. You've got Songs of the Sea by Ardenfetz, Wallace and Gromit by Topple One, Desert Bus for Hope by JR Plays Games, and one new category, A Beginner's Guide to Magic the Gathering by PL Jogging. Swap available if you don't like any of them. We're going for Wallace and Gromit by Topper, whose border goes blue down there in the bottom left-hand corner. 3 points for the round and 100 pennies. Cheese Gromit, indeed so. Let's take a look at our first question on Wallace and Gromit by Topper One Gaming. Who voiced Wallace in the 2024 film Vengeance Most Foul? Was it Ben Whitehead, John Sparks, or Reece Shearsmith? 10 seconds. And that's time. Correct answer. Ben Whitehead, not too much drama there for Mr. V. He's up to 2 now. Pressure's still on to get the next one right. He replaced Peter Sallis, who, following his retirement in 2010 and subsequent death in 2017. John Sparks voiced the farmer, who made a cameo from Shaun the Sheep, and Reece Shearsmith voiced Norbot, the robot gnome, and the gnome henchmen. I still haven't gotten around to watching Vengeance Most Foul. I really, really want to, because The Wrong Trousers is my favourite Wallace and Gromit film. And with everything that was going on Christmas Day, I just never got around to it, and I've not gotten around to watching it since. So at some point I will watch it, but I'm very much looking forward. Yeah, I will. I've heard Mark Commode was very, very effusive about it, and all the reviews I've read, there's not really been a bad Wallace and Gromit film, so I had faith it was going to be good, and I will. I promise I will. Anyway, moving on to another Wallace and Gromit question. Pressure on Vertigo to get this one right. Let's take a look at it. The first short film, A Grand Day Out, featured Wallace and Gromit visiting where for their bank holiday? Was it the moon, Emmental, Switzerland, or Cheddar Gorge? 10 seconds. Clap, 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 Topper. Very, very good. Good answers. Good answers. Correct answer there is, of course, the moon. Most of us getting it 78%, including Vertigo. Pressure's off a little bit. Your next one is free. They build a rocket and fly to the moon because it's made of cheese and they run out of cheese. Back to the Future and Vengeance Most Foul would be an excellent double feature. So just do a watch along in the Discord. Vengeance Most Foul followed by Back to the Future. That could be fun. I'd have to find some time. I'd have to invent some more time in the day to enable such an act. One more question on Wallace and Gromit. I'm very much enjoying this Wallace and Gromit round, I'm not going to lie. Here's your third question, Vertigo. In the feature film The Curse of the Were-Rabbit, what is the name of the residence where the vegetable competition was held? Is it Tottington Hall? Is it Featherstone Hall? Or is it Rufford Old Hall? 10 seconds. Part of me was incredibly tempted to pronounce that second answer Fanshawe. Because if you add an H-A-U-G-H to the end of it, Featherstone Hoff, it's pronounced Fanshawe for reasons that I cannot explain, but it's one of my favourite etymological surname facts. In the feature film The Curse of the Were-Rabbit, what is the name of the residence where the vegetable competition was held? It is Tottington Hall, home of Lady Tottingham, which is a fictional place. Featherstone Hall, Featherstone Castle is a real place in Northumberland, and Rufford Old Hall is a real place in Lancashire. Lancashire, which sounds like I can't do a Lancashire accent, but it's a real place. Tottington Hall, however, it's not. Good answer from Mr. Vertigo. And at the end of that category, you've got 3 green lights up there. You've got 4 spotlight points. You are 6 away from equaling CJ's record of 10 for this game. And you get to pick another category. Swap available if you don't like any of them. You've got Songs of the Sea by Ardenfetch. You've got Desert Bus for Hope by JR Plays Games. You've got A Beginner's Guide to Magic the Gathering by Plujogging. And one new category for you, which is UK Christmas number 1s of the 1990s by the Lupine One. Which is exactly what we're going for. Oh, excuse me. Hashtag Lancashire is a real place. Yes, it is. So, Lupine not here, but gets 100 pennies in his absence, so no points going out. But love a bit of UK Christmas number 1 knowledge. This was another one I very much enjoyed proofing. Let's see what Mr. Vertigo makes of it, and everyone else as well. Here's your first question. The 1990 UK Christmas number 1 was Saviour's Day, the second solo UK Christmas number 1 from which singer, who also had one in 1960 with The Shadows? Was it Johnny Mathis, Shakin' Stevens, or Cliff Richard? 10 seconds. It's a wonderful category. Time up. And the correct answer is, of course, Cliff Richard. Most of us getting that, though not all of us, 67%. Shakin' Stevens did Snow is Falling All Around Me. Merry Christmas, everyone. Johnny Mathis did When a Child is Born. The ray of hope echoes in the land, or whatever the words are. Cliff Richard, Saviour's Day. Mistletoe and Wine was I want to say Christmas number 2. Which was also Cliff Richard. I don't think it could... Did that get number 1? I thought that only got to number 2. It's far too early for Christmas. Sorry, I don't pick the categories that come up. Honestly, don't. Echoes in the Sky, thank you, Nata. Millennium Prayer is greater than Mistletoe and Wine. So, I mean, both of them are pretty crap, to be honest. Neither of them are on my particular Christmas playlist. Wonderful Christmas Time is greater than everything. Behave, Sam! So I just associate that with a line from the Thin Blue Line, who said anyone who's had to listen to Simply Having a Wonderful Christmas Time every time they've been out in public since mid-October is bound to be feeling a bit restive. Yeah, let's not burn the Christmas content too soon. We've got another 11 months before we need to start thinking about that. 10 months. Let's go on. Question number 2. Whitney Houston's cover of I Will Always Love You, the 1992 UK Christmas number 1, featured in the soundtrack to which film released that year? Was it The Bodyguard, Basic Instinct, or Scent of a Woman? 10 seconds. Oh, Mr. Noel was the 80s. I only thought it got to number 2, but I might be wrong. All together now, what is Whitney Houston's favourite type of coordination? Hand-eye! Ah. That's a very funny joke. It's a very funny joke. It is. And anyone who thinks otherwise is simply incorrect. Oh, I beat you to it, yes. Yes, her favourite type of coordination is hand-eye. It's the bodyguard. The bodyguard is alright. Yeah, most of us get that, just showing 90%. Just 3 players missing out on that one. Vertigo, that is 6 spotlight points, and you're guaranteed to pick the next category. Because you need to say, yes, indeed. You can tell it's funny because I needed to explain that it was funny. Yeah, we're all old. Good old dad humour. One more. Take a look at this. The 1994 UK Christmas #1 was Stay Another Day by E17, who take their name from the E17 postcode of which area of Greater London, also the name of their first album. Was it Walthamstow, Acton, or Streatham? 10 seconds. And that's time. We'll associate this now forever with that. Oh, is it Street? Is it really Streatham? Oh, I put an H in it, my bad. Streatham. I was close. I could have called it Streatham. Streatham, my bad. No, the answer to this one I always now associate with the former Prime Minister Alexander Boris de Pfeffel Johnson, self-confessed man of the people. When he was I think it was when he was Foreign Secretary. So we export enormous amounts of cake, a particular dense and gelatinous gloopy chocolate cake from Walthamstow. They love our cake there. It's a really inane clip of him at some factory talking absolute, donkey twaddle as normal. But yes, the answer is Walthamstow, E17. Acton is W3, and Streatham is SW16. Oh yes, we're lovingly rubbed with rhubarb. Yes, indeed. I remember that. That was a buzz-off buzzer. Ah, happy days. 3 for 3 there, Vertigo. Good job. You get to pick the next category. Options are Songs of the Sea by Ardenfett's Desert Bus for Hope by JL Plays Games, A Beginner's Guide to Magic the Gathering by Plujogging, and one new one, The Traitors UK by It's Otley, back for a second appearance this game. And that's exactly what we're going for, The Traitors UK by It's Otley, who's now got a dark blue border and won't be able to answer these, but we'll get 3 free points and 100 bonus pennies. Let's take a look at our first question. What is the name of the host of The Traitors? Holly Willoughby, Mel Gedroic, Claudia Winkleman. 10 seconds. Gedroic from Streatham. Is she from Streatham? Really? Correct answer. Claudia Winkleman. Yeah, are there any spoilers? Because everyone at work is going on about The Traitors, so we've got the Traitors thing going on at work at the moment, which I've politely declined for the first season, principally just because I've just got too many things that I'm trying to keep straight in my head at the moment. But also, I would quite like to watch a series or two, and I still haven't. Everyone's been going on about it for forever, and apparently it's the greatest thing since sliced custard. But yeah, I've not gotten around to it yet. But I do know it's hosted by Claudia Winkleman. 82% of us getting that, including Mr. Vertigo there. Very well done. If you got that, let's go on to the next one. But yes, are there any spoilers? I guess we'll find out in a minute. Question 2. A poisoned chalice of what drink was used by the Traitors to... Okay, there's a spoiler. To murder Diane in Series 2. Was it Fizzy Rose, Pina Colada, or Gin and Dubonnet? 10 seconds. Rip Diane, also spoilers, yes. So the answer is yes, apparently there are some spoilers. I'm going to try and put this from my mind for when I eventually get around to Series 2. I know. Stop istgering me, both. The 4 of you. 5 of you!
Shame!
I shame you. I shame myself.
Order!
You burn it down, Zoo. I'm remote. I'm not in the same building as you. You burn it down. You're just an arsonist then. And, we'll all be very sad. Stop it. All of you all need to stop it. Benstay, don't come into the stream and swear to God at me. Welcome to the stream, all the same. What are we even doing? As he traitors you out. It's Fizzy Rose is the answer. Popular with the general public, Diane was given a again, potential spoilers if you haven't seen it yet. I haven't seen it, but I've got to read it anyway. Diane was given a poisoned chalice of fizzy rose before being led to her own funeral the following day. Right. One more question on the Traitors UK. Let's see. I'm Persephone. How do you say Persephticus? There's no accent over it, so I thought... Well, I know rosé is how you pronounce it, but there's no accent. There's normally an accent over rosé, isn't there? Is there not? I thought there was an accent over rosé, which is why I said rose, because obviously I'm familiar with it. Is that... Yeah, no, there is. Okay, fine. That's why I said rose. I read it as it was written. Oh, okay, good. Right. Okay. I'm moving on. Before appearing on the show, Series 1 contestant Maddie appeared as Rita on which soap? EastEnders, Coronation Street, or Hollyoaks? 10 seconds. And that is time up. The correct answer... EastEnders, noted for her detective work. Maddie was... Spoilers, which I'm not going to read. I've had enough spoilers here. Something happened to Maddie in The Traitors. Hashtag Maddie for all stars. It's a wrong answer from Mr. Vertigo. Only 39% getting that. You are one short of the target set by CJ Binks, and the pressure is on Mr. Vertigo to get the next two right. If you get the next one right, you're tied with CJ, and I think it goes on highest overall score gets to come to the final. If you get two right, you book that place in the final. If you get all three right, you hit the maximum of 12, and I think this is the last category. Let's go back to the category board and take a look what you're going for next. Songs of the Sea by Ardenfets, Desert Bus for Hope by JR Plays Games, A Beginner's Guide to Magic the Gathering by Pludjogging, and one final category. Albania by Topper One Gaming. What are you going for? We're getting rid of Magic the Gathering to be replaced by Ways Ben Ends His Stream by the Lupine One. Did have a swap available. Yeah, I don't think Magic the Gathering is happening today. We are going for Ways Ben Ends His Stream by the Lupine One. Third pack from Lupine tonight. Notice what Albania will have to resurface another day. So, number of options here, Mr. Vertigo. You must get the first two correct to stay in the spotlight. If you do get them both correct, then I'm pretty sure guaranteed you're going to be in the spotlight final. If you get this first one wrong, you will be ejected, and someone will come in to finish off the last two questions of this pack, but it will be CJ who goes to the final. If you get one right and one wrong, then it's going to come down to overall high score, I think. Yeah, right. People need to write more spotlight packs. Send me more spotlight packs. So, Ways Ben Ends His Stream by the Lupine One. Let's see what we've got for our first question. Sometimes Ben ends his stream with The Crystal Dome. Which of these people hosted The Crystal Maze on Channel 4 first? Ed Tudor-Pole, Richard Iowadi, or Richard O'Brien? 10 seconds. And that's time. Hopefully I can remember these ways. You have indeed. Richard O'Brien preceded Ed Tudor-Pole, and then Richard Iowadi was, of course, in the remake. You have equalled CJ's score of 10, Mr. Vertigo. Very well done. Just look at it. Looks like you're both on 18 overall as well. Possibly. I was looking at the wrong thing then. But if you get one more, then you're pretty much guaranteed into the Spotlight final. If you get this one wrong, then someone gets to be put into the Spotlight for exactly one question. Let's take a look at question number 2. Sometimes Ben ends his stream with Spacey 4 Game, which uses a typeface inspired by the logo of which sci-fi film directed by George Lucas? 2001: A Space Odyssey, Star Wars, or Close Encounters of the Third Kind? 10 seconds. The correct answer It is Star Wars, and I tell a lie, Mr. Vertigo was ahead anyway, but now you've got 11 spotlight points, and you pretty much booked that spot in the final. Very well done, Mr. Vertigo. Star Wars 2001 was directed by Stanley Kubrick. Close Encounters directed by Steven Spielberg. But yes, it is the sort of the Star Wars style font. What a question! I know, quite. So, if you want to stay in the spotlight and just have a default forced elimination, if you get this one right, Mr. Vertigo, then you'll have gotten 12 out of 12. And you'll have finished the categories, the third question of the 10th category, so it will be an almost perfect finish for you. Let's take a look at the final question of the main game. At least I think it is. Sometimes Ben ends his stream with Beat the Bee. Which Russian composer composed Flight of the Bumblebee? Was it Modest Mussorgsky, Nikolai Rimsky-Korsakov, or Pyotr Ilyich Tchaikovsky? 10 seconds. Some people pressing the third button. They never learn, do they? It is never Tchaikovsky. It is Nikolai Rimsky-Korsakov. Although the version I tend to play to is the arrangement by Sergei Rachmaninoff. Although occasionally the arrangement by, is it Busoni? The crazy one that Yu Wang plays. It's Nikolai Rimsky-Korsakov from from Tsar Sultan? Or Scheherazade. I think it's from Tsar Sultan, Flight of the Bumblebee. It was Tchaikovsky that one. It has been Tchaikovsky a couple of times. It's not normally Tchaikovsky. 75% of you getting that one right. And Mr. Vertigo, you've hit the maximum correct question count and will therefore be eliminated. Thank you very much for playing. You are pretty much guaranteed into the final, but for now, we have to say ta-ta. Yeah, Rachmaninoff did the piano solo transcription. So that is 12 points in the solo. I think that's 10 categories. I mean, we'll find out. Or this might be a really weird edge case that I haven't programmed where someone gets 12 after the end of the 10th category and everything breaks and it doesn't know where it is. Let's find out. Are we going to put someone else in the spotlight? Well, we are going to put someone else in the spotlight. Is it going to be Mr. Vertigo or is it going to be someone random? Let's find out. Oh, maybe we've got one more category. Flyboy, you're in the spotlight apparently. How many categories have we had? I felt sure we'd had 10. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. No, we've only had 9. Well, yeah, we've had 27 questions. My bad. I miscounted. I really need to add that to the console. That's so sloppy. Flyboy. It is unlikely you are going to be able to get Mr. Vertigo's 12, but I hope you enjoy your time in the spotlight all the same. And you do, of course, get to pick the final category. We've got Songs of the Sea by Ardenfetz, Desert Bus for Hope by JR Plays Games, Albania by Topper One Gaming. You have got a swap available if you don't like any of them. And one new category for you, which is Drag Race by Oni91_573. What are we going for? Or are you swapping? We're swapping Drag Race, and it's going to be replaced with British Desserts by Plajogging. You must now pick a category, which will be the 10th question of our final. We're going for Albania by Topper, who for the second or possibly third time tonight gets the blue border, 3 free points and 100 free pennies. 3 questions on Albania coming up. Let's start with this one. What was the name of the communist revolutionary who led Albania from 1944 to 1985? Was it Gustav Husak, Ramiz Alia, or Enver Hoxha? 10 seconds. Hey Oni, welcome to the stream, mate. Hope you keep it well. Yeah, I know. Drag Race was not appealing this evening. That's time. Correct answer. Enver Hoxha is the correct answer, and Flyboy up to the task there. Only 32% of the audience getting that one right. Yes, Ramiz Alia and Gustav Husak were not correct answers. Very well done there, Flyboy. That's 1 correct in the spotlight. Let's go to the next. At the 2024 Paris Olympics, Albania won its first ever medals. 2 bronze medals in which sport? Judo, wrestling, or taekwondo? 10 seconds. Hujar was an Albanian spy on The Simpsons, was he? There's an in for you. If they're the next in the surname, they're Albanian or Catalan. Really? That's a good piece of ish. That's a good thing to know. Yeah, good little piece of pub trivia. Correct answer? It was wrestling. Chairman Valiev won bronze in men's freestyle 74 kilos. Islam Dudayev won bronze in the men's freestyle 65 kilos. Both were originally Russian, but they won the bronze medals for Albania. Incorrect answer from Flyboy, but academic at this point. You're going to get the last question of the main game anyway. 39% getting it right. Yes, Richard Nixon was in fact Albanian. You heard it here first, ladies and gentlemen. Richard Nixon was Albanian. Question 3 on Albania. The flag of Albania features a black double-headed eagle on a background of what colour? Is it red, white, or blue? 10 seconds. That's time. The correct answer. It was red. It looks very much like Opsy's avatar. Opsy over there on the right hand side, first column, second down. Imagine a double-headed black dragon on there and an eagle, not a dragon, eagle. And you won't be far off the Albanian flag. Don't confuse Brian Cox, the Albanian actor, with Brian Cox, the Catalan physics professor. Very good, very good, very good. I like how you've been thinking about that for the whole duration of the entire last question. Yes, Topper, I'm very good at my hosting duties. I think it's important to explain what red looks like. Flyber, you got 2 right, but that's all the time we have time for in the spotlight today. Good hustle. Thanks for playing, and you've been ejected. Sure you do, Zeus. Sure you do. I can't do anything about that. Well, 3 players have had a go at the spotlight. CJ started us off, managed to get 10. Flyboy ended the game with just 2, but there was only one undisputed champion here, managing to get the perfect run of 12. It's time to put our spotlight finalist into the spotlight one final time. And Flyboy, welcome to the stream as well. Vertigo, press the button to let us know you're still here. Got very lucky with it. Well, you did seem to be know where you were going with them. You didn't use your swap until right near to the end. So there's often the sign of a good set of categories for the focus player. But, Mr. Vertigo, you've now going to get 10 further questions, one on each of the categories that we've previously seen in the game. And you're fighting for a spot on the leaderboard. Just to let you know what that looks like at the moment. Not that webpage. I want to go to the penny bank, don't I? Yes, there will be at least one more question on all of them. One more 9-ball question coming up. Let's take a look at the leaderboards and medal tables. If we look at the spotlight leaderboard at the moment, we've got it Sotley reigning at the top with 9. Nando and Samster both managed to get 7. Brig and JR managed to get 6. ABME managed to get 5. Cola managed to get 4. So, there is a spot available for a perfect 10 out of 10. It has not been done yet. Otley has gotten closest with 9. Can you match it? 8 will get you second place. 7 will get you tied second place. 9 will tie you at the top. 10 will give you the top spot on the leaderboard, Mr. Vertigo. That is what you've got to consider as we go to one more round. Quiz is over, everyone go, oh, yeah, you're going to have to go home, but you can't stay here. One more round. One more round. I don't know about it. It's already 11 o'clock. I don't know. We'll see what happens. Let's go to the final. Spotlight knowledge by a little bit of everyone. Starting with this. Animals Can't Salute by JR. And JR, you may answer these questions. And writers, if your question appears, you may answer this question. You won't automatically get points, but you won't be frozen out. So if you want the points, answer it. Basically, this is a memory test for the writers, the final question. Valiant is a 2005 animated Disney film set during World War II. What kind of animal is Valiant? Are they a pigeon, a dog, or a horse? 10 seconds. That's time. Correct answer. They're a burb, a pigeon. So there is a pigeon in your bank account. We need to remove the pigeon. Sorry, I just get phone jacker vibes whenever I see the word pigeon. We need to enter the bank account, remove the pigeon, decontaminate, and then replace the monies once the decontamination unit has concluded. Yeah, phone jacker set. Love that. My name is George. I used to love phone jacker. The right answer for Mr. Vertigo, 57% getting it right in total. Dooved. I want to buy Dooved. Question number 2. You're watching Game Night. Of these Game Night originals, when played with their conventional pack count or question count, in which game can you achieve the highest potential score? Data Leak, The Escape Artist, or Risky Business? 10 seconds. Terry Tibbs, talk to me. And that's time. The correct answer. It is Risky Business, that one what we played earlier on. Now, I'm sorry, I added to this question because actually all of these games can technically take any number of questions, and I probably should have put when played with their conventional question count rather than pack count. I don't know what I was thinking. In order for you to confirm that it is in fact you are speaking with, to me. Good morning, madame. I hope I am not interrupting your breakfast. Just to go through them, Data Leak, 5 rounds of 5 questions, maximum of 5 points per question. 5 times 5 times 5 is 125. The Escape Artist, fairly famous. I think it's probably the most famous high score out of my output. Round 1, correctly answering 10, 9, 8, 7, and 6 point questions for 40 points. Round 2, answering all 10 questions correctly, 10 times 5 for 50 points, plus the bonus points for having all lives remaining. That's 3 times 1 in round 1 and 3 times 2 in round 2, for a total of 9 bonus points, gives you a potential high score of 99. You can't get into 3 figures in the Escape Artist. Risky Business, however, with the conventional question count, round 1 is 3 sets of questions, 2 plus 3 plus 5 is 10, then the risk question doubles you up to 20, total available is 60 in round 1. Round 2, presuming we go for the maximum of 7 correct answers in each round, is 7 times 5 is 35 times 3 goes for 105 points available in round 2, and round 3 the maximum available, as we know, is 120, potential maximum of 285. So Risky Business is the correct answer, no drama for Mr. Vertigo, and 78.5% getting it right in the wings as well. Moving on. Question. Ben just throws points at you. I do. I'm very charitable with my points in Risky Business. Very generous. Moving on. Question 3. 9-ball pool by Lewis. In international 9-ball competitions, how many, I love this question, of the 9 object balls must be racked in a specific position at the start of a game? Is it 1, 2, or 3? 10 seconds. Great question, this, especially for a slightly natty pool fan. The answer is 2. The 1 ball must be at the top of the diamond. I'm on it, Mo. I'm on it. I've got it. I appreciate it. I'm all over it, though. I'm all over it. I've got it. I've got it. I've got this, guys. I've got it. The 1 must be at the top of the diamond, and the 9 ball must be in the middle. The other balls can be in any position, anywhere in the diamond, and it's supposed to be random to randomize the game. Some rule sets have the 2 or the 8. This I don't have. Some rule sets have the 2 or the 8 at the bottom, but not the international ones. Thank you for that additional trivia that I did not have, Lewis. Thank you very much. Hamster's pool table at my local pubcast. What? I don't know. Is it like £2 a game a run? I was at the bowling alley a few weeks ago, and it was like £1.50 or £2. It might have been £2.50 for a game, which is astonishingly expensive. I mean, can you tell us? Can you enlighten us? Oh, it's free. £0. Well, that's very good. It's very noble of them to do the kind of. I mean, I remember it being 50p back in the day, but I mean, think how much a pool table costs. Especially ones in the pub, which are normally not great and have normally got beer spilt all over them. I mean, my pool table, which is quite nice, I mean, that was, I think it was 1,500 quid for the table. They're not actually that expensive, relatively speaking. With all the gubbins and the lights installation, it was probably just over £2,000. But it's not a lot. It's the biggest hamstring with pool tables is actually having a space to bloody store the things, because they're not small, and you need obviously the queuing angle as well. But tell me all about your gubbins. On it like a car bonnet. Not a town, but it closed down during COVID. Oh, well.
Oh, well, that's all right then.
I don't know why that felt like an appropriate time to press the third Neil Patrick Harris button. Let's go on. Question number 4. You're good so far, Mr. Vertigo. 3 out of 3. Here is the 4th question. The same procedural as every week by Stimpson's Angle. Who directed 2-part CSI story entitled Grave Danger? Who directed a 2-part CSI story entitled Grave Danger? Was it Christopher Nolan, Quentin Tarantino, or Edgar Wright? 10 seconds. And that's time. I wouldn't have gone for Christopher Nolan here. I would have been torn between the other two. And the correct answer is Quentin Tarantino, and Mr. Vertigo went for the other one I was torn between, Tarantino or Edgar Wright. Probably pulled in that direction due to Edgar Wright's association with Hot Fuzz. But of course that's more of a comedy rather than an actual police thing. But yeah, Quentin Tarantino directed a 2-part CSI story entitled Grave Danger. Exactly half of the players getting that one right. Very well done if you did. Mr. Vertigo's drop one. You can only hope for a tie at the top of the Spotlight leaderboard, but it's still on the cards. Let's see what question number 5 brings. It's Transformers by the Lupine one. In the 2007 Transformers movie directed by Michael Bay, who voiced Optimus Prime? Was it Peter Weller, Peter Cullen, or Peter Capaldi? 10 seconds. Do I have time for a very short survey of my oven gloves? Which pair? I've got 2. And no. I mean, I probably would have gone for the only... I wouldn't have gone for the only one I've heard. I've only heard of Peter Capaldi out of those 3, but it's not him. It's Peter Cullen, also the voice of Optimus Prime in the 1986 animated movie. Or D. Peter Wells, possibly. Can you imagine Peter Capaldi? Depends if you're channeling Peter Capaldi as the 12th Doctor or Peter Capaldi as Malcolm Tucker from The Thick of It. 10 players getting that one right, including Mr. Vertigo. Not too bad. You're up to 4 out of 5. Still on for tying at the top. Let's go on. Question number 6. Take a look at this. So Wallace and Gromit by Topper. What was the name of the main villain of The Wrong Trousers and Vengeance Most Foul? Beaky McFlipper, Feathers McGraw, Waddles McWaddleface. 10 seconds. I'm hoping most of us got this one right. Yeah, it's Feathers McGraw. Feathers McGraw. Have you seen this chicken? Don't let Tipsy. He might be insulted. He might be. Yeah, it's not a chicken. It's a chicken with a glove on his head. He looks like a chicken. Everyone thinks he's a chicken, but he's not. It's he's a penguin in disguise. Zeus, enough. On we go. Next question. On the subject of UK Christmas number 1s of the 1990s by the Lupine one, which of the Spice Girls' 3 consecutive UK Christmas number 1s released the earliest? Was it Too Much, 2 Become 1, or Goodbye? 10 seconds. Time. The correct answer. It's 2 Become 1 in 1996. Too Much was 1997. Goodbye was 1998. I did not realise at the time when I was singing that at the primary school disco in 1996 and probably early 1997, because I was still in primary school then, I did not know that that song was about sex. two become one. Because tonight is the night when two become one. I didn't know it was about... Likewise, though, I probably didn't know the song Sex on the Beach, which came out in about 1999, around then, was about sex, despite it having sex in the name. It's just something fun that you did. And I didn't realise this. I did not realise this until I was doing my teacher training in like 2012, and Gangnam Style was really big, and there was like, "Hey, sexy lady." Remember Gangnam Style? The first video to hit 1 billion views on YouTube, and I had year 3 kids in the playground were just sort of doing the Gangnam Style dance and singing "Hey, sexy lady" with that. And I was like, "Well, you should not be singing this. You're like 8. What is wrong with you?" And then, of course, I remember I was doing exactly the same thing. Horny was the other one. I'm horny, 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 horny. I had no idea what that was about when I was 10. But, you know, you just see it. That's what kids do. Yes, we know Gangnam is a region in South Korea. Thank you very much, Nata, for sharing that. Horny. Clip that for the soundboard. No. Oh, yeah. So, anyway. Yeah. Pop music and primary school children. I mean, it's... That was the right answer, Mr. Vertigo. Well done. I'm losing track of this game. You've got, what, 6 out of 7. There's 3 questions left. You will be blissfully relieved to hear. Let's take a look at this one. The Traitors UK by Sotley. What is the subtitle of the companion show to The Traitors, referred to as a visual podcast? Is it Betrayed, The Round Table, or Uncloaked? 10 seconds. Nine. The correct answer. Traitors Uncloaked. No drama for Mr. Vertigo, nor indeed for 71% of the total players. Yeah, visual podcast. Apparently that's a thing, which is just a... It's... Well, I don't know. Most podcasts have video with them nowadays anyway. All the good ones on the Global Player, which you can download from your App Store now, where you can rewind and pause live radio. Can you tell I've been listening to LBC this week? It's The Traitors Uncloaked. It's hosted by Ed Gamble, for what it's worth. Vertigo, you got 7 Spotlight points with 2 questions to go. You are still on for tying Otley at the top of the Spotlight leaderboard, if you can manage to get these final 2 questions correct. Do I have a podcast? I did a few years ago. We haven't. Ash and Ben talk about stuff. Haven't done one for a while. We need to do another episode, don't we, Ash? If you're listening, hope you're listening. We should get another episode in the pipeline. Penultimate question of the night. Did he actually? We should make it a visual podcast. Just put webcams on both of us. It'd be good if we could. Yeah, we're sort of 250 miles apart, so it'd be difficult to get in the same room on any sort of regular basis. But anyway, question number 9. Take a look. Ways Ben ends his stream by the Lupine one. Ben will almost always end his stream with a raid. What's the name of the protagonist of the Tomb Raider series of video games? Is it Lara Croft, Samus Aran, or Tifa Lockhart? 10 seconds. Tip mentioned it to me the other day, actually. We got in conversation with Tipster. He definitely mentioned it the other day. I'm hoping for a sea of green here. Tifa? Really? And Tifa. Okay. Tifa Lockhart. It's not. It's Lara Croft, anyway. Well, what's Tifa Lockhart in? And Samus Aran. What are they from? Time to ask Spotlight. It's only got 2 episodes at the moment. You struggle to get 4 questions out of it, aren't But please do write a question about a Spotlight pack about Ash and Ben talk about things. Samus's Metroid. Final Fantasy 7, of course, for Tifa. I've never played Final Fantasy 7. Samus equals Mios. I don't know what that means. Right, there's 1 question to go. If you get this right, Lupine, you tie at the top of the leaderboard. You're guaranteed second at this point. You can tie the top with it, Sotley, if you can get this final question right. On the subject of Albania by Topper One Gaming. What is Republic of Albania in Albanian? Njemečka. Republika Njemečka. Sorry if I read the whole thing. Republika e Shqipërisë. Oh my god. Sakartvelos Respublika. 10 seconds. How was my pronunciation, Topper? I was staring intently at the notes. I appreciate you giving me the phonetic pronunciations. Oh, Lewis, come on. Both of y'all. I tried. I'm going to try again. I'll tell you the correct answer first of all. Republika, that one, is chic pris. Yeah, tough one for the last question. That's the way it goes. You're very good, Shapes. Yes, the third one is the Romanized version of Republic of Georgia. The first one, Republika Niemiecka, is the Republic of Germany in Croatian. The middle one is Republika i Chypris, is the Republic of Albania in Albanian. Third one, Georgia. The first one, Germany in Croatian. Niemiecka, and Chypris, and Sakartvelos. Yeah, what a way to end the game of Spotlight. After 10 questions in the Spotlight final, Mr. Vertigo, you finish on 8. Close enough. I appreciate that. Hashtag make Ben say things. Hello, Pokedots. Welcome to the stream, my dude. Great to have you here. Just in time for the end. Good time zone to you. Good morning. I hope Sunday morning is treating you well in the land of Down Under. Well, it's been a great fun game of Spotlight. And again, very, very many thanks to all of the writers who rose to the challenge and provided me with brand new question packs. There are still 20 packs in live play that we haven't seen yet in Spotlight. There is always room for more. We've got one more game of Spotlight scheduled for this season, which will be happening on Saturday the 15th of February. So if you want to get any more questions in before then, please do. There's 20 in at the moment. I think there's 3 more that Colin has sent me that aren't in the database yet. So that's 23. Any more that want to come in would be great. I have started blocking season 18A, because season 18 is going to be in 2 halves for reasons that I'll explain later on. Yeah, let's take a look at the final leaderboard of our players in the wings and apply those pennies. Rias and Otley tied for the gold medal, both of them getting 36. Master Mole, who I'm assuming is Natter, gets the silver with 33. And Shapes takes the bronze with 32. Lovely to see. For everybody else, take the number of questions that you got right and multiply it by 10. Basically, stick a 0 on the end, and that's how many pennies you'll get. Happy days indeed. So 360 pennies for Otley and Rias, 330 for Master Mole, and 320 for Shapes. Getting a lovely silver to my cabinet. Absolutely. Well deserved there, Natter. Those are the final scores of Spotlight this evening. I'm going to do continuity and final wrap-up after the credits on the big cam. Thank you again to all the writers. Congratulations to Mr. Vertigo. 8 in the Spotlight final is no mean feat, so very, very well done to you. That will be a second place as it currently stands on the leaderboard. It's Otley hanging on to that top spot in both, I think, Spotlight and the Hive. You have the top spot on the leaderboard of the Hive. I need to bring the Hive back to circulation at some point, but anyway. Thank you all for playing. I will see you on the other side of the credits. Well, what a night it's been. We've seen a lot of excellent trivia tonight. Can I extend my thanks once again to Simpsons Angle for a wonderful pack of Risky Business, and to Topper for a great pack of Hacker. To HUD601 for that massive raid that came in early on, and thank you to everyone who stuck around from that raid. To everyone who turns out as the regular Game Night community, thank you for making everyone so welcome and for having a good time tonight. Big thanks to Lewis, who's proofed 2 of the packs tonight as well, and as always to the moderation team and everyone who makes all the things here at Game Night possible. I'm going to be back on Thursday the 6th of February, Crossfire, Money Box and Distinction. That's going to be a really good stream, make sure you come along for that. And then Saturday the 8th of February, next Saturday, with Plinko, Data Leak and The Purge. I do hope that you will stick around for that as well. I need to pick a raid message, and then we need to go raid somebody. Did you ever work out how the tie between me and Shapes last season got broken? No, it's on the to-do list. It's a bit. I've got a chunky boy to-do list, and that is on there. It's basically going to look at some code, which I haven't yet done, but I will do. Let's take a look at some raid messages that I've highlighted. Where's the geese going? I do like that one. The geese from the park fly to Greece to make peace. And a good vacuum cleaner to you too. That's funny. Swindon for the Olympics. That's why mums go to Swindon. There was a lot of Swindon banter earlier on. The Olympic gold medalist Travis singing the magic round. What? Oh my. Shakespeare is Ben's happy number. There's no such thing as a fish. Big clock. Big ass chimney in Kazakhstan. I quite like that. Good evening. That's a nice X in a geese. It's good. 37 bottles of Chianti. That's funny. Niche quiche. Welcome to Midsummer Population We Don't Know Anymore. Also, Fuck Mothering Wells. That's a high contender. Happy with Fuck Mothering. Yes, I am. Lancashire is a real place. Those are the shortlist, or the ones I've read out. I've got it down to 6 from there. Oh, and a good vacuum cleaner to you too. 37 bottles of Chianti. Quite like big ass chimney in Kazakhstan. Good evening. That's a nice X indeed. Oh, I'm down to 3. Where's the geese going? That wasn't really a big part of the stream. As funny as it is, and I love the Virgo reference. Oh, which means we're down to big ass chimney in Kazakhstan or Orson Fuck Mothering Wells. Ooh. Which do we go for? Which do we go for? I think it's going to be... Both are solid. It's very difficult getting it. It's quite straightforward getting it down to 2. It's very difficult getting it down to 1 when you've got 2 really good ones like that. It's gonna be on the grounds that the expression "fuck mothering" is not mine. If it were mine, I would probably be very proud of that. It's going to be big ass chimney in Kazakhstan, but it's going to be 50 pennies to Lingo Maniac as a consolation prize. Lingo Maniac 88 is going to get 50 pennies as a little consolation bonus award to existing player. There we go. And Otley, you should have gotten your 100. Big ass chimney in Kazakhstan is going to be the raid message. We are going to go and raid into Ridicrash, who is playing The Legend of Zelda Majora's Mask, which I'm told is a good Zelda game. Ridicrash is a great guy. He often streams on a Saturday night. We've raided him before. Lovely bloke, and does some really good wholesome content. Really good. He does some really cool overlay stuff as well. So we're going to go and say hi to Ridicrash and say big ass chimney in Kazakhstan. I'm going to be back on Thursday. I very much look forward to seeing you there. Don't forget, Ash is back on Wednesday with 5 minutes to a fortune. Yeah. Just to remind you once again, Game Night's 5th birthday party is happening on the 1st of March. It's an all-day charity stream, Saturday the 1st of March. We start about 10 a.m, probably going on till about 1 in the morning. Mark your diaries now. More information will be coming out about that this week, I promise, because I've been putting it off for too long. It's going to be a really, really exciting stream, and I'm very much looking forward to sharing that day with you and hopefully raising some lovely money for charity. So if you are able to be around for that, that's Saturday the 1st of March. There's also going to be the Season 17 finale. More info about Season 18 and that being in 2 parts. That's going to be coming soon as well. Get up 10 hours of Sealy. Yeah, but worth it, Shapes. Defo worth it. Guys, thank you for a brilliant stream tonight. I've had a fantastic time. I hope you have as well. Until next time, enjoy the rest of your weekend. And do be splendid and wonderful and marvellous and safe as always. Until we meet again, hopefully on maybe on Ash's stream on Wednesday. I might poke my head around the door and say hey. But if not, I'll be here on Thursday for even more fun at Game Night. Until then, splendid, wonderful, marvellous, safe, and all that rest of it. Or that rest of it, or the rest of it. Either way, I've been Royal Flush. You've been watching Game Night. Until then, take care. Peace out, and good night.
doing the do and I don't